We are in the city with your city group. We went back to them last session. Where I'm kind of happy I can use this word, but also like sad that it's known in another sense. But nevertheless, a fortnight passes, like literally 10 days pass, and you guys, in that week, uh, arrive into the new month of Ghost Memory. Which is a month of remembrance and kind of has Halloweeny vibes a little bit, I guess you could say in some ways. But their city is reeling. There's an ebb and flow from the different houses since the attempted coup, which was partially successful in some ways. From the groups from the second, ninth, and 11th house. And the city is angry, and they kind of ride that anger a little bit from the letters that uh, Birdman, quote unquote, has given us, as well as like the weird things that have happened with like weird wolves and blood moons and monstrous children kind of rising from the depths that are either Tarrasques or not. Like, there's a lot of scary stuff kind of going on. So the first house has taken upon themselves to like be the police they are, send out more packs, investigate. It's kind of turned into like a loitering confidence throughout the city during these few days as they kind of try to show this people and of the city that they're there, but also kind of show that they're there, like they are in charge at the same time. And soon other houses do respond in kind, and there's like different militias and things that start to be roused up that I guess you couldn't quite call it a militia yet. It's more like just organized. People are starting to organize themselves about their frustrations. And during this time, you guys individually do some research, investigations, training of different kinds, take some odd jobs. We find out about the ninth house in the charnel sluice gates doing something in the southern part of the city. We find out Ferrum spent some time away from the city, kind of gathering knowledge about flora, fauna, terrain, and things like that. Garuld learns that more about the quote-unquote mercenaries of the second house that aren't really working for the Binder Lord, but working for his cousin named Platutu, who was trying to lead this coup as best as you guys could understand. And the in that time, Garul roughs up some thugs of the second house to kind of find this information, and he also locates in the center part of the city. They've increased their presence, and they've left 3 at their seal watery eggs that seem to have grown from some source nearby that are about the size of small cars in perspective. Setch spends his time gathering more contacts to sway Mel's influence over the claim of the 12th seal, and therefore to kind of restart a new 12th house, basically. And Killian kind of gets some background knowledge, I guess is the best way to put it, on kind of recent events, and starts to put together with Birdman's assistance that Mel and Setch have done something with the Tarrasque of late, and that their shadows have been interpreted as the people of, as like shadows and avatars of the beasts that are responding to the city's turmoil and upheaval. Something that we haven't really touched on a lot in this campaign because it hasn't really had a need to come up yet with your guys' explorations, but there is the religious perspective of this city. There's one of the largest sects of religion in this city that follow any sort of really devout faith is this church of Massinifex, who was one of the early binders of the seventh house, and it's kind of become a name that's been passed down in generations to each member of the seventh house. They have this like monarchy, theocracy kind of thing that goes on in them. Nevertheless, like Mel and Such's shadows latching on to that echo has created something that the religious perspective has been manipulating for the people a little bit too. And there has been kind of some different groups related to the different houses, some who care less than others, to try to impress upon why we need to protect the beast from the choices of the Binder Lord. Like some of the Binder Lords are making choices that they don't agree with, and the seventh house is kind of leading this discussion. Um, so that's something that's been building in the background that you guys would get whispers of throughout your time that I can't always describe, I guess, in the immediate sense. But nevertheless, Birdman shares his letters that have to basically do with the fear of what's happening to the city and then trying to, stop the corruption that's happening here and making our own choices. And like for those things is kind of, and people are kind of writing that, and some houses are manipulating those words to their own benefit as well. Additionally, during these 10 days, there's a meeting that most of you attended between the 5th, 8th, 9th, 10th, and 11th house, who were your original patrons that kind of started this story so many weeks ago when Eros and the others left, and we created this group of assassins, essentially, that were going after the words of power for benefit of their own patrons. But now, because of choices of Mel and other things, you guys have kind of restructured the leadership of the city. But nevertheless, this meeting was to be held at Blackwell Tavern of the 10th House. And they kind of, it's an open, very formal invitation, something very rare to be seen in the city for this many houses to do it so openly and formally, to like say, hey, we're doing this to kind of solve these problems, is kind of some of the politics behind it. During the meeting, Orcafor of the 11th House and his loyalist, who you meet, a foreigner from a strange land, some elven person that Francis is playing with, named Fawin of, I don't know if you, we'll just say Fawin for now. He seems keen in the conversation on young Thelis, who's there with Orcafor, as well as just the catastrophic events that seem to be hitting the city of Salt. He's definitely backing up both in conversation and on the back end with counsel towards the Gnomish Archmage, the Binder Lord. And then talking about how we can thwart the coup. So the 11th house was partially responsible, but you guys generally got the impression from the conversation there was a few 11th house wizards that decided to join. It wasn't something Orcafor said he would do. But that doesn't mean he didn't say to those wizards, go do this either. So there's still kind of, he's trying to play the line of that a little bit. And Mel was there but wasn't up in the rafters the entire time as a gaseous form. And the cousin of the 11th house, the leader of the 5th house, another gnome, Anton is his name. He's kind of is angry at what the second house has done. He's kind of lost his seal in a way. Like he still owns the word that controls it, but he doesn't have the manpower right now, at least, to like take back the seal from what the second house did. So he's kind of asking for people to like help him take it back, and no one really bites. Because Xantha starts to speak up and basically of the ninth house, and he trying to turn the conversation, and then Mel reveals themselves, and things get a little rocky at that point. But during this point, there's howls happening outside the city, and Killian is able to discern that the second house there's a large engagement going on there. They've been cornered in one of their market districts. None of the rest of the five lords that are there seem to care about what's going on, and Garuld, having his own curiosities about what Platutu has done, decides to join Killian to respond to these howls. And they run through the city for about 10 minutes. Very chaotic, gregarious people are out and about doing their things or running away from the noises that are happening here. And eventually these wolves, basically, they're both in a way. um, they find the Renasa the second house, and they face off against also some Lupin police, of course, that they heard the howls from. And the Renas of the second half have been chased into this position. Garuld charges, engages, like, gruffly but nicely tries to ask about the Binder Lord so he can try to locate Platutu. Killian's trying to discern the howls, and he figures out they're looking for this noble. Is able to run in, grab the noble to kind of get the interrogation started before it turns to bloodshed. Was very much the impression I got. And then Garuld kind of faces off with a couple of the guards from both sides. And the both Lupin and Renas and witnesses are running away, scared. A couple Lupin decide to give chase, take down a witness. That gets some conflict later on with Killian, who eventually has to like kind of assert his dominance in the pack, so to speak, and and tell them this isn't what's happening. I have him. I'm gonna take care of this. And Garuld gets the opportunity to ask Kine, the Binder Lord of the second house, this frogman, where Platutu is, and Kine's totally trying to just like get the heat off of him, and like, okay, yeah, I know my cousin did this shit. He's known to be in these different taverns. He's a well-known bard. You'll eventually find him if you like go around. Is basically the idea. And so Garuld basically goes on that trail. Meanwhile, back at the moot, the eighth Binder Lord is arguing for a trial for Mel because of her murdering Alucard of his house. And is kind of implicating Pio a little bit too in the process. And he's asking for the other houses, most obviously the 11th house, to kind of use their powers to help find Mel and bring her to justice. And this is when Mel kind of jumps in and out of the mist in the rafters and reveals that what she's done to like the powers that be, more or less, that she is the Binder Lord now. She owns the word of power, so to speak. And she basically says, "Join me or die." It's kind of like what she says.
I'm gonna be going home, and the first thing I'm gonna do is there's a little chalkboard that says "Days of My Life Doesn't Suck." It says 11 right now, but I'm gonna erase it and write 0. Yeah.
Well,
Days that Mel doesn't fuck up everything. Days
You still haven't gotten the bird pong back.
No, you'll get it back eventually. That'll be the last episode, or I'm a monkey's uncle.
I'm getting that shit back one way or another, whether I have to fight for it or she gives it back to me. I'm getting that shit back.
After that, Xantha, the Lord of Mel, basically, she was part, quote unquote part. She was independent, but she got most of her resources from the ninth house. Comes forward and disowns her, basically, and says, I don't agree with her actions. She's not part of my house anymore, basically is what he implied. And he offers basically to the eighth house that he will help bring her to justice if no one else will. This prompts Mel to eventually like send him to like, hey, you're gonna die, and he's like, okay, good luck. Like we're gonna kill each other is basically what it was. I'd have to listen to it again to remember exactly what I said, but threats gone back and forth. The others that follow the second house, basically start to head back, do their thing. Garuld starts to investigate Platutu, Killian. I don't remember exactly. I didn't put a note of where you were taking Kane, but we can discuss that in a minute. And then there is a howl that goes out by the Binder Lord of the first house. He takes his right, his privilege, whatever the case is, as that first Binder Lord to call what hasn't happened in like 13 years the moot of all 13, an official like, hey, all Binder Lords need to come, we need to like, what the fuck's going on, basically is the impression. He calls it for midnight, and the different Binder Lords start to disperse, leaving Orcafor, Veer of the 8th house, and Pio. Veer is not wanting to give up to this very much, and he is kind of worried about the situation. He's kind of hanging out with Pio, trying to organize some information. Birdman and Killian reconvene upstairs during this time and kind of break down what happened with the second Binder Lord, how the first house was trying to take kind of a clandestine movement and kind of take and kidnap the Binder Lord, maybe even murder him if they had the opportunity, or at least control the word of power in some ways. They need to get to this. So there's kind of a discussion of like getting to this meeting, but you still have quite a few hours before you can get to this meeting before it will be there. It's at midnight, and you guys are still sort of like around noon. Like you have a good 12 hours basically. But nevertheless, the Birdman stays upstairs for a brief moment, catching, taking a breath, taking all it in, and Mel appears before him, dusting from the dust beneath him, and they discuss loyalty, basically, is like what she asked Birdman, if I remember correctly, is like...
Seems to be a theme.
She seems paranoid in some ways about your loyalty, I would say. Garuld searches for the Renas. Hears only whispers, nothing more than a rumor about this Platutu. He's some hero or ghost of the common folk of the second and third houses. But he knows this character enjoys entertainment, so the dwarf warrior Garuld, quasi, mercenary of the fifth house, kind of finds his way to one of the 13th house brothels, the head one, kind of run by the Binder Lord Rexani, and this little halfling lecherous man, lecherous half man, I should say. And with the aid of the bard Rexani, he's able to kind of figure out Platutu is kind of this title, not really a name, so that's why you're having trouble finding him. No one really knows this guy's real name. And he kind of uses that to his benefit. So the dwarf figures out that Rexani sees him periodically, not very often, but does have a way to contact him if he needs, because they kind of have exchanged information both back and forth before. And the dwarf offers 100 gold for Rexani to lure the Platutu back to the tavern. And kind of get an opportunity to investigate this Renas. We are going to pick up with my first idea that was just there of like, where does Killian, Birdman, at the least, who were at the meeting of the five houses, Where do you guys take the second Binder Lord to keep him safe until the midnight hours?
Great question.
That is a great question.
This was a good place to have him just because there's so many other Binder Lords. Nothing was really going to happen unless Mel decided to kill everyone.
Question.
Hmm.
Did Anton leave before they brought the second house binder lord to this meeting at the bar?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I don't have locations. I think I could bring him.
I have a place we could take him. I have a place where nobody goes. We could take him there.
Oh gosh.
Okay, where are you taking him?
I take him to Mel's old apartment.
I fucking knew it.
Mel's old
Dude.
apartment, not the new
Okay.
one, not the fortress, the old one where we threw a fucking ranger.
I will give you both advantage because he has his entourage with him. There's like 3 or 4 Renas and then the drow kind of bodyguard that's with him. You guys need to roll a stealth or survival check to like cover your trail and make sure no one is following you.
Rules whispered. Oh yeah.
Is my
So-
natural explorer active?
Well, you have advantage anyways, but yes, this is you using the city too. But yeah.
Just imagine.
Oh, okay. We got a 32 and a 33.
What the fuck?
I mean,
shit.
Not strong.
We're started. We're
I told you
started.
nobody fucks with me, man. No.
Okay, so I think it's hilarious that the giant wolf is like super sneaky. It makes me think of like
That's my whole
Conan.
thing.
Like it's like the second or third Conan when he just sneaks in and guts some people with a giant greatsword, and you're just like, I guess it makes sense, but it makes me
I'm
laugh.
quiet about it.
It's cool.
I don't let them make any noise.
There's a few druids with you in his entourage, and then the drow seems to have similar knowledge to you two about the city. He's grown up here for many, many decades. His name
Have I
is.
met this drow before?
You have met this drow before.
Eros almost stabbed that guy.
You almost killed this guy once, which would have started a war. Which would have started a war, so it's a good thing you didn't kill him.
That
It
would
would
have
have
been hilarious.
changed the position that you're in now, which is
Does
funny.
he
But
know that's me though?
he. Oh, let me roll an insight check for him.
Yeah, dude.
No, because last time he saw you, you looked like a Kenku.
Yeah.
Nevertheless, his name is Kendine. Kii will spell check because it's easier. And yeah, he's well known in the city from most people's perspective. The commoners might even think he runs the second house, kind of thing, because he's kind of such a unique face. He's one of the few drow that is an influential position in the city that wasn't from the 12th house. Has no connections to the 12th house, at least that anyone knows about. Maybe, a few centuries ago, maybe. Who knows? He's definitely like in his second century. So, yeah. All right. Mel's apartment is 1 story, has a living room, a hallway to a kitchen, and then it kind of leads back into a room, a bigger bedroom, and then there's a guest room off to the left side of that. And then that's kind of the gist of it. So I imagine by this point, I don't think Mel. Yeah, I think Mel would have, unless Jenny wants to say otherwise later. I would imagine by aspect of being stealthy, they would try to make it look like people just disappeared. Wouldn't want to take too many things here. The bird bong's definitely gone, but
Yeah, all of her important vampire shit is gone, like her
Yeah.
coffin and all of
Yeah.
her like vampire mementos are gone. But
This is such a weird fucking place
And
to keep
it
someone.
It
reeks of weed in here, bro. It
It
probably
does.
it
It
will
is, it
never
does have
go
the
away.
perfect. It is the perfect combination of it would be stupid to bring someone here, and also it's no
Nobody
one would
comes
think
here.
to no.
Yeah.
Why would
Okay.
anyone be here? And who knows about this?
Just
no one.
I'm gonna roll some collaborative checks for this scene to see if
Can
any
someone chip me? Oh man,
well
it's a
no.
dog joke.
Let me open sheets to see if anyone I don't think anyone even has a chance.
No.
No. Okay. So you guys are going through alleyways, jumping over buildings, the frogs following suit because they're super, their jump's insane, and climbing on roofs and eventually get to Mel's in the north part of the city. And this is kind of heading from the east to west in the northeast part of the city from the Beast Crown, just kind of going, heading west, eventually climb over the wall to avoid any of the first house guards that are at the main gate there. And meanwhile, you hear howls, and there are 4 different packs that are beginning to search. Killian is able to discern, and so would Birdman with that 33, just being your weird ranger city man that you are. I enjoy it so much. Nevertheless, they are going to populated places and taverns and things like this. And you avoid being seen. They move on, head further west into the Tailstones, and south into the Tailstones, and then west into the Throat, and start to just span out into the city, and eventually the howls kind of disperse after a few minutes, and we cut back to you guys all bundled up, the frogs all bundled up behind a wall, one of you, presumably Birdman, by the window, Killian moving a couple pieces of furniture out of the way to make room and block some doors and things like that. And
How messy is this place too?
It is completely pristine. I think
it would just be dusty. Other than that, it's pristine. It'd be very dusty. Like, it hasn't been dusted in over a month.
But I think the way that Jenny described it was all the plastic was still on the on the furniture.
Yes,
like she never used it.
Yeah, so it's just like
she only slept in her coffin, but she never used any of the furniture.
And her coffin would be gone.
Yeah.
So you'd find a bedroom with no bed in it.
No bed in it. Yeah, it's like a stone. Wow. It's like a stone chamber behind a wall with no bed in it.
Yeah,
it's crazy. I know exactly where it's at. I pull a bust on the wall or something. You can hide in here. Nobody knows anything about this fucking place.
The eyes of the druids go wide as they're, the smell of weed and death in here is a little.
It does. It smells awful.
It smells like necromancy and weed.
It does. There are some and blood. It probably smells like blood in here too. There was a lot of blood that was exchanged on this floor.
It's potpourri.
No, it's blood. I almost died in here, actually.
Interesting.
Crazy party. Yeah, it was real. It was great.
Kane would come over and, using both of his kind of small hands, shake your hand or hands, however it works, to say thank you. Yes. And he looks back at his other Renas compatriots, with kind of a somber, sad, regret in a way, and looks back over at you and is like, my people are at the end of a spear, it seems. What is your plan? And he looks at you with an honest-to-God, desperation of, I don't know what to do in this situation. It's very clear.
I look at the dog.
When I see Birdman looking at me, I immediately become more anxious. I'm just like,
I'm like, I don't freaking know, man. I know we're supposed to meet somewhere, right? Do you know where we're supposed to
things.
meet?
Yes, I assume all of the Binder Lords know as well. You know,
It would be at the Lord and Lady's Pagoda, which is in near the Tarask on the map you're on.
Holy shit!
Yeah, it's that
We,
little. It's this. It's one of the tallest buildings in the city.
no, as of
I
now,
believe that things are coming to a head. All of these tensions and schemes and such. I believe you're going to be used as some leverage or power play, likely. Um, for now, we only have so much information, and I plan to keep you safe and then attend this meeting.
He nods.
cool. So it'd be really cool if you just kind of sat here. I gotta go take care of some shit.
Oh, fucking damn it. Oh,
He kind of
oh,
nods
you
at
leave
that,
me.
but his bodyguard, one of the Renas, not the Drow. The Drow's just keeping guard and keeping his ears open. Like he's wanting to make sure that everyone's safe is just his main perspective right now.
Oh, yeah.
But there was this guy that Garuld fought. Garuld almost killed him, but his name's Thrugglemud, and he's like he's one of the main Renas protectors, and he comes over and is like, we cannot leave them, sire. We must go out. We must do something. And the Binder Lord shakes his head and says, Latutu is on his own. And Thrugglemud looks like very angry at that.
With all due respect, Mr. Mud, Struggle, what do you want me to call you? You cannot go out there. From what I understand and what from Killian has explained to me, y'all motherfuckers almost got ran down by the wolves. So I can't let you go. I gotta let you stay here. I gotta make sure that you're safe until at least midnight. If you die after midnight, I don't know what to tell you, man. If
The
they still
hunt
want to
has
kill you
been
after
called.
So,
Um,
yeah, so Killian's gonna stay here and watch over you. I'm gonna jump out the window. I gotta go check on some stuff. I gotta make sure that people I like aren't dying and that we actually get this meeting off to a head. And I also have to go talk to my two crazy bosses. One crazy boss. And yeah, I'll be back.
You owe me some answers after this.
Sure. He jumps out the thing.
I'd like to imagine somewhere between or after Birdman jumps out the window, he gets a sending message in his head from Farwin. Something on the lines of, Birdman, this is Farwin. Were we to meet at the stage courts or at the restaurants in the Crown regarding discovery and other conversations?
Fuck.
is that your first 10 words from this one?
It's just 10 words of fuck. Fuck. Meet me at the stage courts. Fuck.
Brandon and Killian get an inspiration point and Farwin for the progression of that scene was funny.
Oh, good. So you're volunteering to stay here and watch them. Great. I gotta go. I'll see you later.
I hate that motherfucker. This would be so much easier if I had Sarek. Oh, he could take care of all this shit so much easier. I'm just a big dog.
I'm just a big dog in a big city. What am I supposed to do?
Okay, so let me.
But before I leave, I lick the second Binder Lord's eye as a goodbye. Frogs love that shit.
I would like a persuasion check.
Okay, great.
Because you're not a frog.
Yeah,
so...
I know. That's fine. You said persuasion check?
Persuasion check.
I'm gonna use that inspiration. I just got. Let's
Funny.
go.
I would
That's
like.
Lordy Lord.
That's a sanity save for sure. That's disgusting.
It was a sanity for me last time you did it.
Not for me.
Okay. You step away, and as you step away, he licks his other eyeball, and that's all you get in response. It's just, maybe he's stunned, maybe he's shocked, maybe he liked it. You're not sure.
I just lick his eyeball and jump out the window.
Killian just like stares at you like, what the fuck?
What just happened?
I'm trying so hard to keep this shit under control.
Oh, I can't believe I'm writing down licked eyeball.
I love this character. Insane.
Okay. So you guys getting to the apartment, getting situated and whatnot, it's probably for you two about getting close to 1 p.m. by the time you're done with that. And leaving Kane with his entourage. He has Kindine and Thrugglemud, and then I think it's 2 or 3, I can't remember the exact number, but 2 or 3 of like the little druids that were accompanying him to watch over him. So he's not unprotected, but they're definitely not you guys. I'll put it that way. But where do you guys go? Birdman wants to reconvene with whom again?
I need to meet with Mr. Lawyer Man. I would also like to see where Leandra's at some point. I haven't talked to her in a couple of days.
Goodness, why did I forget about Leandra?
Yeah, dude, she's off doing something, man.
She is doing things. What was the Mr. Lawyer Man? What did he mean?
He's talking about me.
Talking about Francis.
Okay. I was like, Mr. Lawyer. I was like, you're the lawyer. I was like, you're gonna go meet yourself? Like, okay. I mean, like, hey, my former Kenku self, I need you right now.
Oh my god, I go back to Orca. Turn me back into a Kenku. This shit is dire.
Straight up not having a good time.
I was trying to fix myself, but honestly, I came back here and it's just as fucked up. Change me back. This shit is dire. I need the juice. I need the juice back.
All right, Lust. I love how you've looked up the taxonomy of bananas. Okay, Lust, get an inspiration point for looking up the taxonomy of bananas.
No.
Look, that shit was that is an infuriating thing as someone who actually likes biology.
That's funny. Okay, so all right, Lawyer Man and
So I guess
Leandra.
I meet you at my office, and then that's the first thing you see is like when I walk you into my office, I erase something on a board. I just erase a number on a board. It's like 10 or 11 or something. I just erase.
Okay,
Right, 0.
where's
Wait,
Killian walking
wait.
to before I lose track of that? Where's Killian going?
Am I like look at this am I allowed to leave? Like, are they gonna be okay?
If you want to come with me, man, you can. I just say I gotta go.
They
So,
will
like,
be fine for
Now.
Like, you generally get the impression, like, at least, hopefully, the next day, but you know that the longer the wolves look, the more they're gonna ask for reinforcements if this is something that the Binder Lord really, really wants.
Okay, I'm gonna go out for now, but I will definitely be there, like, by night.
if you want to come with me, you can.
I'm gonna come with you. Also, I need to make sure you don't get killed.
You jump out the window too, and I'm like, that's fair.
I shall return in a few hours.
The Binder Lord Kane licks the same eye that Birdman licked before you jump out. You're not sure what that means.
What the fuck is with these goddamn frogs?
like he licks Killian's eye, or he licks his
No, he
eye
licks
again?
the eye that you licked on his
Eyes
own eye.
getting licked.
Yeah. As you
my eye.
jump out the window.
Like, oh.
Okay. Welcome, Vedwin.
Hi.
We did the recap from last time.
I went on a searching tirade to prove that bananas are not berries.
Yep.
Fuck that.
Bananas are not berries. I was wrong. So okay. Nonetheless,
it's your world. You can say if they are berries, they are berries.
yeah, we're talking about the real world, but yeah, in Bar, they're now berries. They're now berries. So
if they're man-made, why are they so good?
Nonetheless, lots of drama last time from the build-up of the different things. Mel showing all her cards, sort of. uh, we can look at that again later. But for this session, we're picking up after the meeting of those 5 Binder Lords, preparing for the midnight meeting that the first house has called for like all the houses to kind of address what the fuck is going on. And we began at basically getting into Mel's apartment that has been quote unquote abandoned, with Birdman and Killian taking Kine, the Binder Lord of the second house, who was almost abducted and or murdered by the wolves of the first house last session. They took him to Mel's apartment as a kind of independent place. We're able to avoid the search parties that are beginning from the first house to kind of respond to what has happened here. Although Killian kind of asserted his authority to allow that to happen, like eventually the Binder Lord's gonna find out. And yeah, then now they're breaking up to go meet with Francis's character to discuss some law problems that are happening about
Just intrigue stuff.
you know. So we're gonna do some solo scenes here kind of in the beginning. And then we'll get into the midnight meeting. So let's go to get Francis's character involved, and we'll continue that scene, and then we'll jump to Garuld or Setch after that to kind of see what they're doing for now.
Yeah.
I think that's
Say,
everyone. Yeah.
since we didn't really specify the time, Farron's like, oh dear, I should have asked him when. I had some plans. I would say before he leaves, you kind of turn to, blanking on the name, Ferrum. I say, Ferrum, I will be busy. You are your own autonomous being, but it would behoove me not to keep tabs on what you plan to do for the rest of the day, seeing as you still report to the 11th house.
Correction, the 12th house.
He's like, oh dear, I'm not an expert in your... And he kind of like shakes his hands like makeup, but I believe something like that would need correcting.
A lot of things need correcting. Looking around, this is a great opportunity for slaughter.
While I admire the zealous bloodshed, stave your blade for our proper enemies.
Like frogs. Fuck frogs.
If Anton wasn't so involved with them. But yes, perhaps. Well, do find some time to decompress any stressors that may be bothering you at the tower. I should probably let Orkavor know about this. I will take Delos back to the tower, and then I will be at the stage courts. And then I'll resume for retraining Bork.
Understood. Stay safe in your endeavors.
Farwan just nods and he just, alright, Delos, let us go. And I take back the necklace.
Oh man!
Do not give the child too much alcohol.
If he is going to indulge in consequences, I want to ensure that his brain is not pickled, at the very least.
That is acceptable.
Actually, pig brains are a lot bigger than you think they are. They're actually very smart and intelligent creatures. They're just dirty.
Yes, and we do not associate with swine. We are superior compared to that. In many ways.
But they taste so good.
I will not deny you that.
So Thelus is joining you?
No, I'm taking to the tower. No, fuck.
Oh,
that.
shit, I
Oh.
was like,
Okay.
Please don't do that to me. Thank you.
Yeah, no, fuck that. Not to-
Okay, so you take it back to the okay.
I
Yeah.
would like to both receive and steal my own shit.
And then you will meet them at the stage courts.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's like 10-15 minutes of travel. Probably a little bit. It depends on how much Killian and Birdman want to avoid the guards that are usually here from the first house.
No,
Do you
I
guys?
just walk in and say what's up. I'm like, what's up? What's good?
Okay. Okay, so nothing immediately happens, but information logged. Okay, and you guys go to the stage courts.
I would like to not be seen by the guards, please.
Well, I work here, so
Okay.
I kind of have to walk through the metal detectors. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Well, I'm not saying the stage court guards. I'm saying the guards
in the
have to
beast
go
ground?
that you have to go through to get into the beast
Oh.
ground.
Those ones? No, fuck those ones. We sneak past those
Okay,
ones.
so then I would like a stealth check from both of you that you're probably easily going to pass, but nonetheless.
These dogs. I don't want to
Yes.
see. I don't want them to see me.
Yeet.
Okay.
No, thank
So whether climbing up one of the dilapidated parts of the wall, or just sneaking in through a crowd, or hanging on the bottom of a carriage, whatever you want to do, you guys are able to get in and then follow the side kind of streets that lead back into the stage courts. And those guards, they're independent. Like each one is kind of given from a house, but they're not like. How do I word this? The stage courts pays well. So like they have a they're not more than likely going to be like, oh, it's Birdman, hey, and then the rest,
And then they're gonna
kind
look at
of
you and be like, "Who the fuck are you?" Exactly.
kind of, but eventually it's like,
Audio.
oh, you know Birdman, and then it's like, oh, okay, you should have said so in the first place. It's just like kind of situation.
Birdman's my man. You know.
And where's my stage court map?
Stage court map.
Let me see if there's anything. Yep, we haven't been on the stage court map since you were a Kenku.
That's true.
I just found a Kenku thing. Okay, so I will drop you in the office. Goodness, my chair I think is dying because it keeps like shrinking down to the ground when I'm just sitting in it. I'm like, ah. While we've been talking, it's been kind of like every like 5 minutes. Every 5 minutes, I'm like, why am I like 2 inches shorter?
What's
Why is
happened
my-
to me?
Why am I on the ground?
Okay. The rest of you, if you want, you can drop your tokens down. Well, I can. I'll take off. I'll take off. Dynamic lighting. We don't need it unless you want to fight people. I don't know.
Did you say fight people?
I totally do that if you want. All right.
That's the dog in the jail. It's just, I'm sorry. It's just like, oh, what did this dog do? He's probably some kind of crime boss.
He stole some treats.
Yep. There's
I'm
a
dog
dog.
detective.
There's a dog. Then there's a lizard man. And there's a little cat.
Aw.
Obviously, the
I love
cat is the
that.
drug lord.
The cat is the drug lord. Indeed. Um,
Cats are not trustworthy in this
all of you
video.
are loosely connected to the laws of the stage court and how it manipulates things. So, where is he? Where did I put him?
I haven't really been here a lot.
Oh, yeah.
Place.
The judge is this guy.
Damn, he
He's
looks sick. That's a good one.
Yeah.
he's
Fucking Judge Dredd in lizard form.
he's both a judge
Yeah.
and he plays this giant organ while it
Oh hell yeah!
Executioner.
goes on at the same time. So,
They do
I'm
weddings
here to
here.
give my rulings.
one of the reasons
It's
why it's
me. I rule.
yeah, one of the reasons why it's called the stage courts is that it is a performance almost more than anything else. Like there is a sense of entertainment that comes from this. That people like buy tickets for almost to get positions, like to see things. Like
Yeah, I hit on the ticket lady when we get in here.
so it's not like official tickets. It's like black market stuff. Oh, I get to see Thrugglemud get put on. Like he did this, and they're gonna like people will pay to kind of see him be
Commoners, nobles,
Commoner-
pastimes.
yeah, and it's like it's feudal, brutalistic stuff. Like we're gonna put a rat in a box and light a fire on one end, and it's gonna eat at you, and we're gonna while we ask you questions, or
If you make it out, you're fine.
yeah, or we're gonna drown you, and if you don't sink your witch,
Now makes a lot more sense that you're a lawyer, Batman.
So like sometimes they're like fair cases, sometimes, but most of the time, Master Armorn is his name. It is a presentation. It is somewhat farcical almost sometimes. So as you come in, you would hear more than likely screaming, laughing, people in line to account for people that they know that are put into jail or trying to pay off exorbitant amount of fees for something really minor that they did. It only comes to the stage courts if like it's worthy enough to be a presentation. Most of the law in this city is handled on the streets, where it's like if it's something you stole, we cut off your hand.
Yeah, I don't.
You looked at my wife the long way. Oh, I'm gonna take out one of your eyes.
The long way. As opposed to the short way.
The long way.
Yes.
In response to Killian's thing,
so-
saying that I am a lawyer, I do say, yeah, but I don't get to work on any of the fun cases. I get to work on all the shitty ones, like where people actually, what's a good way to describe it? Oh, right, the fair ones. He does with quotation marks, like air quotes.
Honestly, I'm here for the
super special
entertainment.
ones. Yeah, I don't think this one's going to be entertaining. So, if you'd like to take a seat, you've met Killian. This is Pet Detective. Welcome to my office. If you'd like to take a seat, we could begin with some proceedings on some other stuff and blah 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 blah, and whatever kind of other legal jargon shit you want to hear.
I like to imagine that Farwin's coming from the bar still has a plate of some bread that he's just munching on since he hasn't had time to go to a proper restaurant.
I'm chewing on a fantasy Slim Jim.
I open my drawer and I open my drawer and I kid you not, there is like a tin of coffee beans in the drawer. I'm just eating them.
Fantasy Slim Jim is probably Tarrasque.
Meat stick.
Yeah, it's a Tarrasque meat stick. Yeah, that's like been rolled up really tight. And like swift fired with like fireball magic, like firebolt magic.
I'm just gnawing on some Tarrasque meat stick.
As opposed to Tarrasque jerky, which is aged and dried.
I don't have time for that.
No, it takes too long. It
takes a really
I imagine to all of you, but maybe especially to Fawin, who is not of this city. The smell of the meat is now what the room smells like as he gnaws on it. Like Tarask meat has this pungent, gamey, muddy kind of thing to it.
I'd like to say ever so often. Hold on, let me post to see if presentation can. Does it make a smell?
You should be able to.
Make a smell. Yeah.
Odd odor, it says. So, okay, yeah,
Yeah,
that's his mini potpourri. Every so
Okay, cool. A fight of potpourri and ass almost is now in the room. So it's there. So the wolf nose of killing is probably flared a little bit from the, but nonetheless.
My nose is immune. I'm immune to fucking everything.
You
I've smelled some shit in this.
well, forgive me, I was under the impression it'd be just two of us, but a menage a trois would suppose I could arrange for that as well.
Well, you know, he kind of. I owe him some answers, I guess. So I brought him here.
I suppose.
Yeah.
Though, affiliations with a member of the first house could be beneficial. I'll have to remember that. Forgive me, I am Farwin, House Nibini,
Right.
Castellan of the 11th House Tower. Though, due to my oversight on certain administrative duties, I assume other offices on an as-needed basis for Okafor, and in this instance, I occupy a present role as a paralegal.
Right. So they must have called you because why exactly?
Well, as you were there at the meeting, the 8th House is deeming that they want to push proceedings against Mel. And favors are to be owed. Personally, if you ask me, I personally would like to do other things with my time, but the 8th House Binder Lord has been very persistent these past few.
Yeah, he's like that.
Yes,
Please
yes.
come to a head.
So,
Away.
this will be a criminal lawsuit brought by the 8th House regarding the alleged murder of Alucard, and with Mel's claim as 12th House Lord, would make her be the accused in this regard.
Did she claim being the 12th House Lord? I don't think she's done that yet.
Yes, she has.
Did she do it last session?
Yeah,
she did
yes.
last session.
Okay,
You
thank
are
God.
dumb.
Oh yeah, that's right. I'm dumb. Okay, and Birdman, but you see Birdman just like
he doesn't want to remember.
yeah. he's like, oh my God, yeah, she, yeah.
Dramatic.
We, I'm
Yeah.
assuming that this upcoming meeting is going to be some sort of recompense for Mel, not going through with the proper channeled means of letting people know. But this Alucard guy, I don't know shit about that. Honestly, I'll be real with you. I don't even know who the fuck you're talking about. I've
I
never met
presumed
that guy.
as one of her, and he kind of, Farron kind of puts the quote-unquote associates, you were going to be her legal representation in these matters.
Yeah, usually, but depends. Things could change.
Oh,
He
shit.
looks around. Like,
is she up in the rafters?
Let me, you know what? Does Birdman kind of look any duress on his face as he's continuing this conversation?
No.
No.
No duress.
No duress, no stress. Okay, then I'm continuing as his.
I mean, Birdman always looks stressed. He's always constantly
Yeah.
fidgeting and
He's a
doing
lawyer
shit.
after all.
Yeah, he always looks stressed. He's always fidgeting and doing something weird. Like I'm literally eating coffee beans while I'm talking to you. Like
He's
I'm
an
sitting there
elf, but he's an elf, but he's got bags under his eyes. It's like
I have bad mannerisms. Yeah, I look terrible.
Well, and the bags are. Oh, come on! You spent how many years as a Kenku? You'd have bags.
Yeah, I have bags.
I've been tranced in years.
Yeah. I'm recently just learning how to trance, which is fucking
well,
awful.
yeah. Well, it's also one of those things that it's. You aged as a Kenku. You didn't age as an elf when you were a Kenku. So
Yeah.
like.
Oh, God, it translates.
So like you come back and you're like older than you remember being.
I look really bad for my age. Yeah.
You look like an elder elf.
I was more like middle-aged at the very most.
Yeah,
At the very least.
middle-aged.
Middle-aged?
Yeah.
Okay.
I look like a middle-aged elf, but I'm literally probably only like 900.
Not
Probably
even.
not even 100.
Not even. You're barely 50.
Yeah.
If we've done the math correctly, like you
Yeah.
might be 30 to 5 to 50 years old. Like
Yeah.
you're a baby.
Yeah.
By like elven terms. Like Thelis is younger than you just because he's actually a baby. Like, you know.
So yeah, I'm doing like weird thing. I'm constantly like like he's walking around this office and like rearranging like the pictures on the wall every once in a while. He's like always scratching something into. Dude, he's always looking like that. So
You like tweak off South Park.
yeah.
Yeah. That's funny.
Interesting. Well, I don't really know a lot about these structures, and this sort of bureaucratic way of going about things seems a bit unnecessary at this point here in this
Surprised,
crisis.
given your proximity
But
to the first house and the stage courts.
Yeah.
I'm a
Well-
bit more of a free agent than it would seem. I'm functioning more as a bodyguard at this point.
Oh, respectable. I understand bodyguards work hard enough as is. Though I will suppose I would be doing my duty in discovery if I do not provide some sense of exculpatory evidence that could be made. Mel perhaps having an alibi or a case of mistaken identity. But then again, these are just the criminal charges. They're likely, assuming the modicum that the 8th House Lord may take to make an example of Mel, there will probably be a civil suit specifically regarding Mel's assumption of the word of power.
Civil suit.
Hillian is like trying not to laugh right now.
Power. Yeah, because I'm in such a terrible, terrible position. I'm like,
Hillian is just watching this like bureaucratic spew of like nonsense to him while he's watching Birdman just like freak the fuck out. He's just like trying to gnaw on his meat stick to distract himself from bursting out in laughter.
I am like, yeah, Birdman is fucking
Speaking of
right
which,
now.
like quotes unquote, do not wish to harm or powermonger amongst the binds, quotes unquote, bind of the 12th house in her possession, do not scramble or people will die, do not challenge me or my associates.
Okay, well,
you do
wait a
realize
minute.
how this sounds.
Okay, I do. Okay, yes, I do realize how it sounds. I would like to put that on the record at the current moment. Something I would also like to put on the record is before you start coming to me and accusatorying me and you know my client, I would like to point out that you and your associates are also associated with people who are rather suspicious. I.e., the Ninth Finder Lord Xantha, and now I go over to the file cabinet and I rip out this long file cabinet of shit. And I'm like, yeah, the Ninth House Binder Lord. Oh, look at that guy. Yeah, he's real. Look at him. Look at him. Look at him. I have a picture of him. Like, look, he's very beautiful, actually. He's really hot. I never really noticed that he was hot. Anyway, you've got Anton, the 5th house, who is, if I'm not correct, the cousin of your associate Orcafor. Am I correct in assuming this, or is that something that I did not read correctly? I tend to do that a lot.
No, you're absolutely correct.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a well-known like fact of the city. Like everyone knows that.
But as much as I want to ally on all of these things, I must remind you.
Are you aware of the 5th house? Are you aware of the 5th house's experimentation on other people alchemically? Are you aware of the 9th house's proceedings with the undead problem that we currently seem to be having in this city?
It's at this point, Farman kind of raises a finger up into the air, kind of gets out a piece of paper, and he starts like scribing on there. And he kind of gives it to Birdman. For a moment, it looks like, what the hell is this? This, you don't recognize the script, but it's actually an illusory script. And it says, "Allow us to speak freely in the theater of the mind."
What?
And he kind of like points his head to his temple.
Oh, okay. He's like,
and then
"Alright."
he kind of writes on there, and he says, "Should I include the lupus?"
Yeah, sure. You can include him. He needs to know at this point. Fuck it. I've hit enough from him already.
And so,
Just sitting there with the popcorn.
I'm gonna say, yeah.
Also, it'll be really funny when he doesn't know what's happening.
All right. Now we can speak freely in the mind. So that's way from the outside
fuck.
view,
Oh.
Dicks balls, dicks balls, dicks balls, dicks balls, balls, dicks, dicks balls, balls, dicks. Fucking loud as fuck.
okay, that's a sanity save for me.
It's just as loud. It's like when I'm adjusting the microphone, like balls, dicks, balls, balls, dicks.
It's a holdover from his days with arrows.
I'm testing the line, man.
You see that normally happened between him and arrows. We just don't talk about it.
Testing the
Alright,
line. Balls,
alright.
dicks, balls, dicks.
Brandon, get an inspiration.
Birdman, menace of the mind.
Yes, all of
Sorry
these
about
things.
that. I was testing the line. It's been a minute,
All these
but-
things that you say is true. The matter of this case is merely with the 8th house to seek recompense.
Okay.
But I will not deny that there are some activities that I did want to explore. Particularly on a selfish venture, outside of those who seem to cling to the law. And you, Birdman, while you do serve as a public servant, you seem to act as an individual agent. And your allyship with this member of the first house could help cut through any unnecessary bureaucracy in the name
Yeah.
of servicing the city.
Yeah, I know a lot of cops. What about it?
For example, after the fall of the 12th house, I still wish to investigate the nature of how the Tarask seem to have been produced. And as of late, the 9th house has been making rather interesting moves to seek a pathway into the Underdark. They're spending much of their resources. They had the most to gain from the 12th house, yet divergently, they are spending all this effort in order to establish this pathway.
Yeah.
I'm curious as to where it leads. And let's alone the 5th house. Yes, there is an allyship with Orkfor and Anton, but...
Well,
And you kind of see Farwin kind of grit his teeth
well,
when he mentions Anton.
if you talk to Orcafor about what's down there, he'll be able to tell you. I know what's down there. I've been down there. It's not pretty. But I know what's down there.
As you're saying what you know what's down there, like Farwin says, you know what's down there,
Yes.
but subtly, when you say you know what's down there, what do your surface thoughts say?
What do my surface thoughts say? Let me roll a wisdom save, bro.
Oh, I'm not digging, but yes.
Oh, you're not digging? Oh, my surface thoughts?
Yeah, by
dicks,
you
balls,
saying-
balls, dicks, balls, balls,
Yeah.
dicks.
He has been trained by arrows.
I've been trained in mental warfare.
This is an
We have
odd
to dig
form
involved.
of mental warfare that you've never seen before, but it is effective, Farman.
Balls, dicks, dicks, balls, balls, dicks, dicks, balls, dicks, balls, XOXOXOXO, dick, my balls in your mouth, dick, balls, balls.
I'm digging.
Starts digging.
More dicks!
Forfeit your mind. I don't want you to read my mind, so hang on. I would like to spend one inspiration to meet your DC. I would not like my mind read.
DC is 19. You have to reroll.
I have to reroll. I will reroll this. Okay.
Wow,
Oh,
no.
no,
In my
just
mind.
getting worse. Okay.
What are you looking for?
What you really get is fuck. It's like, yeah. What are you looking for,
Like,
man? You find it.
Beethoven's fifth.
You said
is
you know
fuck.
what's down there, because
Yeah.
Farwin doesn't know.
Then you get the impression of like the big drow, like what is it? The big drow sanctuary that's down there, and like all this crazy shit that we saw when we raided the 12th house, and then we took the robot. So
Would Farwin recognize what cash is? Or would I have to roll a history check?
That's a history check, sir.
Alright. Do.
But then if you see the robot, you probably see me and Eros hanging out, talking about the robot. See the robot in action, because I've seen it in action a million times. What happened to it? all that kind of shit. But I know you're in my brain, so my immediate reaction is to throw all of my fucking coffee beans at you. Get out, man! I'll tell you what you want. All you had to do was ask, dick.
Coffee beans in your face. You.
Private information, man.
I would
just
say you know an
You also see it. We
idea
are
of
telepathically
Cash.
bonded. You also see everything.
Yeah. I think you know kind of an idea of Cash, like it's something that people have talked about in like esoteric circles, that there are these things that could be like golems, but there's something else about them. That's the gist of what you know. It's very surprising to you that like this weird story might actually exist.
Oh man, you probably see so much actually. Like there's so many things. You probably see like Mel almost killing me and a bunch of other shit. Oh my god. You probably see Mel like telling me like your alliance is with me from all this stuff, unless you're looking for something specific.
Well, if he's only looking into the Underdark things, then your thoughts would only be related to those.
Okay, so yeah, you're only seeing all the Cash stuff, but you're also seeing all that shit with the matron mother and like all the stuff that Eros has showed me, like down there, and the ritual with Roxana and all that crazy shit that I saw when me and Eros were telepathically bonded when she was down there.
You also see Capybara getting crushed to death.
Yep.
I think I really like this.
It's like Capybara. Yes. There was this human bard who was like the very first villain that they killed. Like, basically.
Oh, Carehall, that one rewinds like 4 times. It's weird. You don't know how it happens, but my brain literally does a pause and then a rewind and then a pause and then a rewind like 4 times.
Like, didn't like Cash just like stomp on him?
Yes, getting crushed.
Yeah.
Automatons like these. I haven't heard tales of these since before the War of the Ancients.
Yeah, they're old as shit.
Older. Far, far older.
Nothing is older than shit.
Shit's pretty old.
Depends on where it comes from.
No, I don't know much about that shit. All I know is that we were supposed to be out looking for more. Because the 12th house had this plan for it, and it was really bad. They were going to use it to, I think, unleash the Tarask. I think.
What benefit would they gain from unleashing
No, I don't
the
fucking
Tarask?
know. I don't give a shit.
If anyone would like to roll, if you would like to roll an investigation check, Falwin, you could.
Investigation. You know what? Lets me spend that
You
inspiration
can,
to make
you
an
can.
advantage.
Yeah, you can if you want.
Can I even?
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, sure. You have a group mind.
We're telepathically bonded,
17,
bro. 17, 17,
Wow.
31. Holy shit.
Holy shit.
Okay.
That's a lot.
That's almost
okay.
We put our
17.
we put our brains together.
Okay, all of you with the 17-ish, the general idea is you see the ritual, this dance performance that awoke Cash, that Eros and Roxana did, and then you see Eros, when it's successfully done, this, expelling of energy, and then this connection, and then Cash, as this weird creature, his stomach opens up, and she climbs up inside his stomach, and she, controls him. Right? And that idea just, sticks in your mind, and then Fawin, is able to kind of put together the 12th house was trying to figure out, one, yes, can we awaken this thing? And they almost were able to do it. They just didn't have someone who was skilled enough. They were trying to use Roxana, who just didn't have the skills, yes, to do it. And Carehalls didn't have it either, and then they found Eros, and Eros happened to be the right person. They thought they could control her. Haha. Didn't happen. Was the gist of it, and she escaped with the thing. But the 12th house was trying to, once they awoke this mechanoid, this ancient automaton thing, they wanted to use that technology to learn how they could apply it to the Tarrasque itself, and to the Tarrasque that they were growing, to control them, and not just have them these slobbering beasts that they just kind of point in a direction and hope it goes right.
Oh yeah, growing. You see that too.
Yeah. Like you see multiple infant Tarrasques, and then everyone knows of the one. It's on the main map. Like there was a young adult Tarrasque that was awoken in the middle of the city.
I think if you see that and you think about that, I show you my actual first-hand account of being there when it happened. I was there.
Yeah, like.
And I investigated the hole all the way to the Underdark.
Birdman was there right when the thing woke up. He was the first person that saw this young adult Tarrasque break out of the city.
First on sight.
Before Strike showed up, and then Strike just ran up its leg and throat, and then Mel came around its neck, and they just destroyed it.
See all that shit too, yeah.
Yeah.
The whole battle that ensued.
Baron's more fascinated by that technology of where the baby Tarrasque was being born.
That would even go back to like session 1 when they found the blueprint. Session 1 or 2 when they found the like blueprint, quote unquote, of like a baby Tarrasque's anatomy that they've broken down, of someone that's like has all these notes and like body parts. And like the drow of the 12th house more than any other house, because the other houses just had access to the giant Tarrasque. It's fucking giant, and it's like it's so enormous. It's to learn everything in it has taken this amount of time, and the 12th house has been able to like jump that understanding and technology forward generations with their connections that they did with the 5th house to like
because that's what I was trying to carry to, like, had the 5th house had any play in this, because this
that's why I brought it up. I show it to you. I'm like, I have proof that the 5th house is involved in this shit.
Birdman was the one going back, I don't know how many sessions ago, it was like 20 sessions ago. Birdman went into the sewers and found the direct evidence of the ghouls that the 5th house were growing by order of the 12th house to cause chaos during the Blood Festival, so that they could.
You, like, he's like, yeah, you can imagine that I'm not very happy, and then you see another flash after, like, you see the investigation going into the ghouls, and then he says, I was not very happy, you could imagine. And then we flash to us all standing in the graveyard around Adira's body.
Oh goodness. So that okay. Like recapping most of the campaign.
Yeah, I recapped the whole entire game for you via my
There's a few lulls where it's like soup and weed.
Yes. But...
Well, no, the soup and, see, but then the soup and weed, you get my relationship with Mel and why I'm so scared of Mel. Mm-hmm. So like, because
I don't imagine why you would be scared of me.
And that's why I show, like, and now Killian sees all of that shit. Killian sees all of the like why the house is so important to me, and like I was like, I almost died here. Like
I'm just like staring at you like, oh, I get it now.
Oh,
all right. Now I guess now that we shifted from weed to Mel, now I want to know from that location now.
That is an undescribed location. You'll never find it.
Yeah, you better not fucking give away anything.
Yeah. No, I would never give away the secret locations of your lair to multiple people in this call. I'd never do that.
I mean, you can make
Excuse me?
Literally.
Just said he would never do this. Come on.
What did you just say?
Nothing.
Like, what do we?
Don't worry about it. Anyway, Farwin, we're chilling.
Hey, this is all going on inside our brains. You have no way. You can't.
No one.
This is all going on in our brain. There's nothing I can do. I fail to save.
Yeah. Everything is being covered up by. Well, you can fight it every turn with a intelligence.
I don't. Because I said I owe you some answers, and here you go. Here's your fucking answers.
Well, the tech talks
I swear.
after a minute. So
okay, yeah, it ended.
We're just like, oh.
Once
Yeah.
you find that first piece of information, and I'm like, dude, you could have just asked. I would have given you all the information you needed. Then I give you all the information you need.
It's like, you will see my mind.
I mean, he kind of just made it faster.
Yeah. And then I look at Farwin, and I'm like, that's pretty much the tale we find ourselves in now. I know that the 5th house and the 9th house are involved, and I know that Orcafor is involved. Because if Anton's involved, Orcafor is involved. But my beef is not with Orcafor. I like him, and he did me a great service. So I'm going to do everything I can to keep this off of his back, as well as my back, as well as Pio's back, because he also does me good services. And I really, really, really am questionable.
You have lived a rather interesting life, Birdman.
Yeah, you could say that.
Yes.
Fuck.
There's something, the humors about you, that I still cannot put together. It's as though you emanate a peculiar cadence. A cadence of paradox.
Right,
One
that's
of pure
fucking-
confidence in one's own abilities. And at the same time, a lack thereof. It's a unique gift that makes one best suited to be unpredictable.
All right, bro, I just became an elf. You're going to have to explain that shit to me, like...
Yeah, you used to be a bird. I didn't even know that.
I literally just became an elf, man. You're going to have to take all your euphemisms and your creepy shit
You
and
ever
just,
thought
like,
about making
lay it right out on the line.
Have you ever thought about starting a band called Birds to Men?
No, that sounds awesome. I'm going to have to get a sending spell and put that request in immediately.
Birds
But
to men.
I am here for a purpose, gentlemen. I am here to reclaim what was taken from me long ago.
All right, you three get another inspiration. For mental shenanigans, recapping pretty much the entire campaign.
I just downloaded in my brain.
And birds to men.
It's right there. It's
Wow.
It is right there, though.
That's right there.
I know. So, let's wrap up this scene so we can do a recap for Jenny, and then I want to jump to what Setch and Mel may be doing. In this kind of downtime after the meeting, what Setch may want to do with any of the 10th house connections as well.
Wow, player of evil.
But so, where do you guys go after this meeting?
Definitely from seeing all this, I guess whatever Farwin had in his folder as far as discovery, again, none of this was ever personal. It's all business of the 8th house regarding the death of an elf.
Well, let me tell you that business I have no idea about. So, if that is something I am not involved in, but I can find out what happened for you if you really want to. But if we want to make this shit private, we got to make this shit private. Because the stage courts, if we get something out in here, it's going to be bad. It's going to be real bad.
And we can have some meetings at the 11th house tower. I have a particular room that we can discuss these things.
Okay.
Again, for public records, this is only simply a matter between the 8th house and the charge against Mel for murder. Just a criminal investigation. All this that you have shown me, and what you have presented could be its own class action lawsuit down the line.
Well, yeah.
For this regime or the next.
Yeah, well, let's not jump to conclusions here, okay? I've been privy to a lot of information, but my strength in this city is not letting people know about that information and being very careful who I give it to. I'm gonna have to trust you. Unfortunately, it's just how it's gonna be. You read my mind. I don't know what to tell you. I mean, I could kick you. I could kill you right now. I really could. If I really, really, really wanted to, I could just kill you and bury you under my floor in my office and have you in here for the rest of all of eternity. But I won't.
You kind of see that deadpan face from Farwin. As you say.
I'm like, wait, did this guy just tell me he's gonna kill me? I'm not gonna do that because I respect Orcafor and your position in his court. So yeah.
You are not the first elf to ask for my death.
Well, I'm also the baddest motherfucker in this room, so Think
To
about
be
that.
very honest, I'd help him. So
You can see a smile from Farwin's face. Oh, then perhaps I shall not be your obvious enemy. But this entertaining conversation has been rather enlightening.
Yeah. Hey, could you do me a favor? Could you hand me that can?
You mean the one that you threw at?
Yeah. I gotta pick up all this. I gotta pick up all the coffee beans and put them back in the can. So.
Munches
I
on
just-
a few of them.
Pick it up with telekinesis and put it back on your table.
Oh, thank you. I pick it up and I start picking the coffee beans up off the floor.
Are you putting them back in the can?
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then I put the can back in my drawer.
A
As if
true
that's-
scavenger of the city of salt. I love
He's
it.
been eating raw coffee beans.
He was eating raw coffee
Yeah.
beans, so.
Well, he fucking ate all
I'm addicted
my
to that
raw
shit
coffee
now.
beans
Yeah, dude.
because that was the only quote unquote food I had in my house.
Oh shit.
Even now,
One more-
I'm addicted to it.
I'm
So
addicted
One
to
more
that shit
thing.
now.
Blaming me for that is
It's you with a different
unreasonable.
high, bro.
This may be a poor idea, but I was hoping to have a rather conversation with your benefactor.
Don't
And-
call her that.
That's
so
benefit has not seemingly happened very much there.
Don't call her that.
Whether
Unless
you
you're talking
want
about Pio, then yes, you could call Pio a benefactor. He is a benefactor. Mel is Mel.
Mel is Mel.
Yes.
Well, in either case,
But yes,
I
we do
provide
have to-
benefits.
But yes,
you
if
can-
we're doing a formal court case, then yeah, we're gonna have to do some sort of arraignment or something.
oh, we're back on this topic. Very well. I
that's-
presume. Well, I was at first, but then what you showed me in your mind led to other conversations. But I suppose backtracking, I presume Mel is not going to take a plea deal or insanity case. No.
Oh, she's gonna take whatever the hell I tell her to take. Probably gonna kill me, not gonna like what I have to say, and probably not listen to me and just do the complete fucking opposite of what I counsel her to do. But she's gonna take whatever plea I fucking give her, basically.
the next time you see Birdman, he's a vampire.
Yeah, literally.
I've changed
Okay,
my name
so,
to Vampire
I kind of
Man.
done fucked up.
And I presume she will not be testifying on her own behalf.
Batman now, actually.
Probably. Oh my god!
His name is Batman.
I'd be Batman. That'd be awesome.
Oh goodness.
Oh shit!
Yes.
Dude.
I've offered. All you have to do is just let me bite you.
Oh man, I'm good, bro.
You could be Batman. It's so close.
I'm already Batman, dude. I'm so cool. I'm literally Batman, dude. I have so much money.
Nevertheless, if Mel is open to have a cordial conversation, offer this as a housewarming gift. And I kind of put this on the table, which is fitting since you do coffee beans at me. Free magic item.
Hey, bottle of boundless coffee.
Yep, it's a real
What is-
item.
So what does this thing do?
You just get free coffee.
I just give it to
Whatever.
her and it gets free coffee.
Yep, if you drink it, you always get warm coffee.
Yeah, they're.
But you have to roll d20. On a 1, it doesn't give you coffee for the rest of the day.
It refuses to dispense coffee for the next hour.
I like how it specifically says refuses.
Yeah,
It's not in case
Yeah.
it doesn't do it, the bottle itself
It's a
refuses.
sentient. It's a
Yeah,
sentient.
it's like,
coffee
no,
bottle.
fuck you. You're on a 1, go fuck yourself.
No coffee for you.
You motherfucker.
You offend me with your
You
presence.
fucking idiot.
That's funny.
But if you walk a whale shop before you know that no coffee for an hour is torture.
Mm,
Oh fuck, that's hot. That is so hot. It's so hot. Ow, 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 ow. And then we can, yeah. I guess
The
I'll
ne-
give it to her.
Yes. Do please send a letter the next time you wish to meet. Unless you master the art of sending. We can arrange
No.
either at the tower or at a restaurant. Preferably, I'd
sure.
like to have my conversations with wine and bread.
Yeah, wine and bread is great, but I'm just gonna let you know, man. Once I turn it on, it doesn't turn off. So
And to that, I am hopeful.
yep.
Gentlemen, I bid you farewell. and I will see you at the moot tonight.
Good luck.
Peace. Peace and love. Peace, love, and Bert. Like, I don't know what to tell you.
It is
Love,
fine.
peace, and Tarascris, brother.
And may the weave be with you always. And I just make my leap.
That guy is fucking weird.
You're so fucked, Birdman. Holy shit.
Whatever,
Are you
man.
really gonna try and represent her? Oh my god.
Yeah, whatever, man. You trying to smoke a blunt or
Yeah, no, definitely, actually. I think that helps.
blackout? We'll blackout from there.
Perfect.
You hotbox his office.
Oh my god.
All right.
Box the federal building real quick, no problem.
In the city of Sin, I'm sure people are doing worse things than one of the other
City of Sin?
rooms.
Oh, now that's
It
where
is.
we live, Seth.
Well, you know,
That's your real life home.
that's okay.
City of Soul, City of Sin, same thing.
It is.
There's no difference.
Okay, so
Yeah. I'm going back to the tower to take a long rest / train some spellcasters.
Meanwhile, at the League of Evil.
all right.
Hey.
So yeah, let's go to Mel and Setch for a minute, and then we'll go to Gargold, who's trying to find Platutu. After the meeting of the 5 lords, that happened last session, you would have like better part of 12 hours to do with at your leisure, to prepare for this meeting that the first house has called. That it's like a ritualized thing. It's something to where it hasn't been done in 13 years since the previous 12th house kind of took over and established their regime that you guys kind of have brought down. So that was at the 10th house tavern, the Blackwell Tavern. Well-known kind of place to liquidate information from the various houses. What do Setch and Mel want to do with yourselves? Do you guys meet up? Do you guys have something separately you want to do at that time?
Well, currently I'm dirt on Setch's shoes. I believe.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I don't know that guy.
So you are remaining dirt on his shoes.
I'll probably turn into a bat and sit on his shoulder.
Oh, you scared the fuck out. Don't do that shit. And I'll probably just like kind of walk into an alleyway.
I'm just gonna follow around as a bodyguard.
Mel does not turn into Mel unless Setch is the only one she's around.
We have the robot following us.
E.
All right. I'm gonna. Hey, Robot Bang, do you reckon you could just like do an errand for me real quick?
Understood. What kind of errand would you like to be done?
Can you get some information on what happened with Alucard? Do you know what happened?
Alucard, the wizard.
Yeah. Do you know what happened with him?
Hmm.
I have not seen him since the altercation with Mel.
Could you go and investigate his house? Do you remember where his house is?
I have approximate memory of his location. I will do so at once.
Perfect.
And then the old man leaves.
Mel materializes in a shadow.
Oh well, that was a very that was an entrance you made before. I don't know what else to say, but an entrance.
Listen, I just felt the need to clear up something. It's better it come from me than anybody else. And I have a feeling Birdman is doing something.
Yeah, but the thing is that we're not really an established house yet, so if they kind of wanted to attack us, they most definitely can.
They don't know where we are.
Yeah, but I don't know. I mean, look.
Listen, they're gonna find out eventually.
Yeah, but the more time we have before they find out, the better, right?
I don't fucking know, Setch. You're telling me don't tell them. Birdman's telling me to tell them. I don't. What am I supposed to do?
Look, I don't know. Honestly, this is beyond my depths. I've never had to deal with this shit before. I'm actively like I've never actually like stolen from Pierre before. It's kind of great, but it's also a little bit scary.
Yeah, it can be enjoyable to overturn your previous boss,
Make it sound like you've done it before.
master. Mm, not really. Never really had like a boss, maybe like a patron, but not really a boss.
To be honest, I don't know. I don't know what we really do from here at the moment. I
Listen,
think the main...
all I know is that somebody is making articles, and I'm convinced they are trying to defame me.
Well, it's also they're just kind of also general articles on like the Binder Lords as well.
It feels very targeted. I don't know who it is, but I'm going to find out. Maybe not today, but eventually.
Well, what I can do is I can try and find out because I'm also trying to find out what happened with Alucard because that's also the main thing you're being accused of right now as well.
Well, that's idiotic, because I didn't kill Alucard. Maybe I tried, but I didn't.
Yeah, and also Orcafog is giving me some weird vibes.
Orcafor
I don't like
always
him very
gives
much.
weird vibes. He is a very schemy fucking wizard. Anyway,
But yeah,
I
there's
just-
definitely something up with him at the moment.
the problem with the Alucard situation is I don't know where he is. I didn't kill him, but whenever I was, trying to steal things from him or convince him to come with me to steal the bind, then he kind of just disappeared. I think he teleported away, but I don't know where.
That is also very concerning. And you haven't seen him since at all.
I haven't seen him since that day now.
Can you track his body? Do you know where his body is at the moment?
I can try and locate him with a spell. You think I should just... I should...
Because that's the main thing you're being accused of right now. And if we can kind of debunk that, it would, I think it would make Orcaforg or other people who believe that in that meeting less reputable.
Yeah.
And so more mistrust between that small group of Binder Lords.
Right.
Okay. Where do you guys go to spend the rest of your day?
I'm going to cast divination.
Okay.
I'm asking, hold on. specific goal, event, or activity. So I'm going to ask how to convince the Binder Lords that I didn't murder Alucard.
Using divination to talk to a god.
Amateur.
That's funny.
I get the feeling my god wouldn't necessarily be a fan of me just casting Sending.
Yeah, probably not. I don't know if she'd respond in that way.
No, I don't think so.
His soul is not in the sea. His body must still live. And I don't know, something about a crystal ball. Find the tower of crystal that will work like the crystal ball.
Tower of Crystal.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's cryptic. Apparently, in order to find Alucard, who is not dead, confirmed, not dead, we need to find a tower of crystal that acts like a crystal ball, or maybe has a crystal ball in it, or maybe like a divination tower of some sort. What kind of wizard is Orcafor?
Do I know what kind of wizard Orcafor is?
You can roll Arcana or History check.
I'm
Can I
terrible.
also?
Yeah. Arcana would be like what magic you've heard about or seen him do to kind of guess.
God damn, dude.
I'll let Mel. I'll use my inspiration
talk.
on Mel. You can reroll that.
So you
Thank you.
Oh,
Fuck, bro. I'm using mine.
oh, there we go.
There we go.
Okay.
We're getting somewhere.
Wait, why'd I do that? I can use sorcery points to reroll my own. What the fuck am I doing? Oh well.
Who knows?
Orcafor is I guess evocation would be the best way to put it. But there are two references to the Crystal Tower that come to mind. Well, three, sorry. That would be things that people have brought up before. One, the Lord and Lady's Pagoda has been brought up as somewhat referencing that as like a viewing point of different things as kind of like crystal in that essence. The ninth house, maybe it's a glass tower. Like their tower is a glass tower that no one can see in, but anyone can see out. Depending on the room you're in. It doesn't have divination magic as far as Mel's concerned. It's just made of this weird glass. The third idea is the 11th house tower. There are rumors that there are doorways to different subdimensions and things. It's not made of crystal itself, but like there's like a kaleidoscopic kind of perspective. Like it has different ways to view the city, different ways to go to different parts of different worlds and entrances and stuff like that. It's its own.
Where is that, you said?
That's the 11th house tower, like
Hmm.
the main tower. So, your gut's leaning to that one, but you don't completely rule out the 9th house as being involved in this, though.
Okay. All right. Well, I think we need backup for later such. So I believe I'm going to go find a couple people to turn.
What kind of people are you turning?
Here we go again.
Just some acquaintances. I'm not going to turn them into nulls. I think we need some more vampires.
Okay, I was gonna say, I thought you were gonna get some random citizens and just be like, "Oh, join our cause." Bite.
Well, that is kind of. But, I'll offer them eternal life. Oh, maybe we could go somewhere where there's a lot of sick people and I could offer them eternal life. Yeah, that's a good plan. Is there any, infirmary or hospital or anything?
Be very careful with sick.
Fuck.
Oh my god.
Holy shit.
I was gonna get, an STD from, the blood, sucking up.
It's fine, I'm immortal.
Dude, that means you just have to live with it longer.
What do I care?
An infirmary hospital? No.
Nowhere there would be sick people.
Not like an official sense, like
Not in the City of Salt.
different houses, different organizations, different taverns, different churches might, welcome people in for that essence.
I know a place that would for sure have some terminally ill people.
Yeah, go to the Tailstones.
Okay. Yeah, that's where I'll go.
This is like the nastiest.
Or the spillway.
Or the spillway, like nasty parts of the city, where there are people that are living in squalor.
I'm gonna find some terminally ill people who look desperate and offer them eternal life if they help me. I want maybe 3, if that's okay.
I would like a persuasion check to represent how convincing you are to these potential 3.
Can I?
You will get the DC is lower because of the situation you're asking them to do. They are terminally ill. Those such and such things are there. But yeah.
Will Setch please assist me?
Sure, I'll go over it and I'll plead a case.
I'm insane and have disadvantage on charisma checks.
I can help you.
He's an accomplice
guys,
now. He's an accomplice.
Look, what's the city ever done for you? You know what I mean? You're here and they're not even trying to help you out here.
Can I have Setch pitch it? He's excellent at charisma.
I'll be like, guys, look, you're on death's bed at the moment. Do you don't want to stand up against the city and the bullshit that they've made you endure?
Let's roll the charisma.
Wow, good job, Cazador.
I'm assisting Setch because his charisma's great.
Is
Persuasion.
Is that persuasion or deception?
Persuasion. Please, we're telling them the truth.
Natural 20.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Jesus fucks.
I don't think he did.
It's a lot of natural 20s this game, man.
Okay.
Natural 37.
A natural 37?
What does 37 mean?
It's a rare.
It's a race.
It's a
Don't
rare
worry
thing
about
to
it.
find. It's a rare thing to find here. Okay.
Oh, can before I do that, can I like disguise myself before I? Is it too late to disguise myself? Before
Too
talking
late to
people?
cast disguise.
Is it too late? Is it too late? Or is it just enough time?
You're good. You're good.
Yeah.
These are commoners. You're good.
I'm not disguising myself.
Okay, so we have a 37.
I look like Mel, but like a I look like a vampire Mel.
32.
Just another vampire.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I look like Mel.
Yeah, I look exactly like Mel.
No.
This is such an odd group of 3, but it works.
I want a menagerie. It's fine.
Okay. You
This dude.
first find a what is called colloquially as a gripply. They are
Sorry, what?
frog folk that have
Vampire frog.
multiple generations. So yes, we now can do vampire frog.
I've played a vampire frog before.
That's funny. They have had multiple generations that have grown up in the city to where they're not really connected so much to their kind of bestial roots as much. They're a little more refined in some ways. And
Dapper frog.
he is a dapper vampire frog.
Is he like one of those frogs that like can break their bones and like jut like the claws out?
Oh my
I like that idea. Why not? Well, yeah, because I know about those. The other one is he has a refugee, we'll say, from the south that recently came to the city. It's had it really hard in the city. He is a monkey folk.
Vampire monkey.
You know,
that monkey.
Vampire monkey. I love it. And then the third one makes me laugh. I am so happy it exists. Because this race needs more love. They're called quillbacks. He's a porcupine.
Dude,
Porcupine vampire. Oh my god.
You won the lottery with these ones.
That's what
We
I fucking
did.
forgot about, man. I fucking instantly wanted to be a turtle, man. I forgot about the fucking quillbacks. Every fucking time.
A quillback monk would be fun.
Fuck, bro, I know it would be so sick.
But you're an old man, though.
I am, but I could have been an old man who was a porcupine too.
Yeah, you could have. Yeah,
Even like
quillbacks.
Nickelback.
They. It was a race that I found and then kind of modified that someone did. I was like, I can't take credit for this idea, but it's still cool. But nonetheless, they are.
I accept.
Yes.
Chomp chomp. You live now.
They're medium size and they can ruffle their spines at people.
Intimidatingly.
I'm gonna buy them new clothes so that they look official.
So Gripply are small, so are the monkeys. They are small in size, but on the bigger side. The monkey's not. The monkey's like the size of like a large monkey from South America. Like they're like a howler monkey. That's probably what he is.
Nice. Okay. I got a good group. Good group. Okay. So we're gonna buy him some little vampire armor.
Okay.
Thinking some breastplates.
I'm gonna be using, when I craft these later, the basic stat block of a vampire spawn.
Okay.
So they will have a natural armor of 15 for those things, just because of what they are.
But it looks like they're wearing.
Yeah. But if the breastplate ends up being we can modify it a bit. That's fine. Some of them might have the stats for that. Vampire Smart are freaking great. Like they're pretty decent CR5. With
yeah.
their stats. So, okay. You have a small group of what are these people's like main job now? What do you want them to be doing?
Okay. Can I just do a little chat with them and see what their skills are? Like, is one of them smarter than the other ones? Is one of them like strategic or stealthy or something like that? Like, what they like?
I'm gonna lean into the kind of racial traits maybe a little bit more.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
For that.
sounds good.
So the Quillback is your tanky. He's your bruiser.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. Your Owler Monkey is your rogue. Easy enough.
Perfect.
Get sneaky. And then we'll say your Gripply is like your bard, your noble, your face kind of person.
Perfect. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. Monkey, of course, gonna be my spy. That'll be his main job. The porcupine is gonna be my personal bodyguard. And if we end up having to battle, then he'll, of course, be like a captain of some sort, of like a battalion of gnolls. And then the frog is gonna be my diplomat sort of guy.
Okay.
That's okay.
That's cool. That's yeah. Okay. So, Setch.
Yes.
You help create some vampires.
And then I want to go off and use one of my sources that I've just stolen to get a magical item. It would if I can.
We can definitely attempt to find one. Yes.
Right. What do I have to roll to find one?
Well, what are you looking for first?
I'm looking for the amulet of proof against detection and location.
Mm.
It is an uncommon item.
Okay.
Your contact comes back to you like, dude, you know there's just a shop that sells shit like that, like just down the road.
Yeah, but I want like a discount. You know what I mean?
I
I don't want to pay, you know, like fucking retailer price.
Well, you could always do the 5-finger discount. That was always my favorite.
What's the 5-finger discount?
Where you take your hand and then you take it and then you don't pay for it at all.
And you're taking an item,
Crazy stuff.
and you're taking an anti-detection item. So how will they ever find you?
5-finger discount, bro.
Oh, I need one of those.
Okay. Roll a persuasion or investigation check.
Persuasion.
This is now Star Wars.
Sorry. Okay.
That was Favino.
You
must believe in the Force Mel.
okay.
I've been looking forward to this.
You find a person that has this item. with your few hours in the city that you have here. They are a noble from the sixth house. This little Putori guy from the sixth house. Not Putori, Mustelli, Weasel Man, not Ferret Man. Big difference. They will argue over this. However, he's charging an exorbitant amount for this.
How much is he charging?
Knows it's desirable. It's about 600 gold he's asking.
Jesus fucks.
Motherfucker.
Oh yeah, baby.
So the persuasion check was just to find it and get the initial asking price. This Mustelli, this Weasel Man, definitely seems like someone that you might be able to barter with if you would like to try. He probably won't go below like 350, 400 though, is the general impression.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and get him down to 350.
Okay.
That's how much gold I have in disposal at the moment. I'll be like, look, I understand you have a business to run here, but you know, maybe we can help each other out here. You know, you want more business, I want this item. You know, I may know someone that's an up and coming person in the city, and they have a lot of associates and compatriots that want to buy from your magical shop, and I'd be happy to lead them your way if you can possibly even lower that to 350 for me.
It really depends on whom you speak of.
Let's just say an up and coming binder lord.
Eyebrow raises.
Oh shit.
And
I'm also in disguise, by the way. I'm in the same disguise as I was with the medical.
Okay. Roll the persuasion.
Ooh, I'm gonna use a sorcery point to reroll that. So I can do that.
Oops.
That's a shame.
Well,
A 19. Terrible roll.
now it's a 17. You must use the new roll.
Oh,
You must.
Okay.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah. Rip.
How knowledgeable is he on current events?
Well,
Oh, when you make an ability check that fails, sorry. I read that wrong. Did the 19 fail?
yes.
Rip.
So, the guy is I really would need a name, and he's wanting information now. Now he thinks there's something that he can use for the sixth house he's associated with. It's very obvious. So he might consider lowering it if you give him more than just what you've given him.
Yeah, how like in Dragon Ball Z, how like the humans can like lower their power level and kind of bring it up. Can I kind of do that and then show him like my magical power and intensity on him and be like, yeah, I don't think you need to know the name at the moment, but I can tell you beneficially that it would help you out if you help me out today, and I'll I'll show him my power and exert my power on him, I guess.
I cast at a 7th level fart.
Roll.
Yeah. I cast 8th level exert.
Either roll persuasion at disadvantage or roll intimidation.
Oh, yeah, fuck
You need 4 minutes of screaming first.
Oh my god, there's a 19.
Screaming. Just screaming for 4 minutes.
Just passes out for like a minute.
Okay. This guy. Let's say his eyes go wide. Little Mustelli, he's like, he's he's the small size of a small gnome. And he puts up his hands. Please, 350. You said yes.
Yeah,
Sounds
perfect.
sounds like a lovely thing. He mumbles the words about like odd shadows underneath his breath, kind of thing. Like he's confirming something maybe he's heard before.
Yeah.
Uh,
I'll count
he-
out 350 for him.
Okay. He takes the amulet out of its display case and kind of wraps it up in some tissue paper and then gives it off to you.
I unwrap the tissue paper and just put it on. I'm just like, you can keep that stuff. It's all good.
Yes. Okay. Amulet of proof.
And then I'll tell him, just let people know that the shadow was here, and you've done him a great service today. And I'll be calling upon your expertise probably later in the future.
It's like, wait, I didn't agree to that. I mean, yeah.
Yes.
Now you have.
Nods really slowly. Okay.
Cool.
It's not really divination magic. Okay. So
What was that under your breath? What'd you say? I heard that.
I said nothing. I said nothing. I was reading aloud. Damn it. Squints and such. Squints and such. Okay. Nevertheless. Yes. Okay. Mel and Setch. Any other things you want to declare before we jump to Ferrum?
I want to just attune to this. I'll go back to my house and I'll go back to the coffee shop and drink coffee and attune to it.
Okay.
Mel kind of wants to find Birdman.
Oh.
Birdman is getting high with Killian in his office.
Yeah, dude, that's true. That is what I'm doing.
At this point, I guess it would be only a matter of time because I think Mel would eventually probably check the stage courts.
Mm-hmm.
Mel, do you go? I'll go to that in a minute. Let's go to Ferrum. All right, Ferrum. Alucard's workshop is decently well known in the Tailstones as a purveyor of the lesser peoples. Kind of helping them with some odds and ends and things like that, kind of back and forth. It is locked and shut when you arrive. Up has been this way presumably for a few days. At the least. What does Ferrum do?
I just fucking break the lock, of course.
You break the lock. Go inside. You hear footsteps upstairs when you come inside, like someone reacting to you, like coming in the door. You see his lab kind of shop on the first level. Upstairs, presumably, is a few living quarters.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna go investigate the footsteps.
Okay. I would like a perception check.
Perception.
Okay.
Perceptive boy.
You
Detecting life forms.
You inevitably have to go to the kind of room at the back hallway after a couple other rooms, a storage room and one of the other main rooms. One of them, the main room you think is Alucard's, and then it's this like other guest room or something. Maybe it's a storage room that you end up opening. Uh, it's kind of filled with stuff. Was a bedroom at some point. And you can see a pair of eyes in the corner in the dark, kind of staring at you as you open the door. They think they're hidden. They are not hidden. What do you want to do?
Straight up approach them and say, I came investigating the whereabouts of Alucard. What do you know?
A Ferrum, I would like an insight check.
Insight, alright. Oh,
Oh,
that's not
fuck.
Oh no.
Nope.
Okay. Ferrum, a brunette human, dirty kind of skirt blouse, comes out, has a blanket wrapped over her shoulders, looks like she just woke up kind of thing, as best as you can tell. I haven't seen him in days. Is he all right?
That is precisely what I am attempting to figure out.
He had a meeting to go to. That's all I know.
A meeting with whom?
What was his name? A I think his name was Thales, or was it the actual Orcafor? Someone, they were from the 11th house. He mentioned that.
It must have been Orcafor then. I could not imagine he would have met the child for any reason.
Oh,
Sneezes.
okay. Well, are you going to tell anyone that I'm living here? Because
I do not currently have a reason to. No.
good. I don't know if I could convince you otherwise. Interesting. Can you leave now?
No, I will be taking a look around. Goodbye.
Oh, that makes sense. All right, what are you looking for?
I'm just looking at anything that might seem suspicious or noticeable in the general area of the clock tower. Kinda going from room to room, seeing if I
Okay.
find anything that might be interesting.
It takes you a while, right? Being very thorough. And with the 29 you've already rolled, I'll say you eventually find in his quote unquote bedroom a part of a wall that is some sort of hidden safe kind of situation. You remove the parts of the wall, go to the safe. It has a lock on it. I don't know. It's a pretty sturdy lock. You're not sure you could break it. You could try, but you're not sure you could break it.
I have. Let's see. Of course, I don't have knock. That would be too convenient. Maybe just hit it with my sword. See what happens.
Disadvantage so that you don't destroy the apparatus itself and just the lock.
That works. Hold on, I have so many things I need to find my sword. Here.
Okay. Roll damage. Okay. You expertly cut it off and open up, and there's reagents of different kinds. There's letters and scrolls of different kinds. There's different gems and I imagined a small bag of coin of some sort. You're not sure what a lot of this is off just in this cursory glance of these things. Yeah. What do you want to do?
Yeah, I'm gonna pocket the gems and coins, of course.
You indiscriminate one, yeah.
Yes. It's shiny, I want it.
Domaniac debuff.
Okay.
It's shiny and I want it.
It's shiny, therefore it's mine.
That's a good reason.
Precisely.
Okay.
I'm gonna take a look at the scrolls and letters.
What languages do you speak?
Oh, that's a good question. Let me check here. I speak Celestial, Common, of course, Sylvan, and other common.
It is not any of those.
Shit. And I don't know. I'm just
You're understand. You said Sylvan?
Sylvan.
Okay, you speak Sylvan and Undercommon. You're pretty sure it's Elvish, but you don't speak Elvish. Like, you can understand, like, base words and some cognates are there and some suffixes and prefixes are similar here and there, but on the general whole, you don't understand 90% of it.
Oh, of course, I don't have anything for that either. Oh, it's too bad. Well, then I will just pocket those two and bring them back to Sedge. Apart from all of that kind of stuff, do I find anything else?
An obvious indication that this person is well connected. This workshop has resources in it from faraway lands and things. It's definitely definitely something that someone could take advantage of. That's just sitting here that like the eighth house isn't using yet. They're still distracted by other things.
So, do I get the feeling the person from before knows more than they might let on?
What person?
The person in the house?
Based upon your insight check, no.
No, not at all. Okay.
Aw.
They're just someone squatting, as far as you can tell.
Yeah, and I'm just taking what I find and leave. Because if there's nothing else of interest, then that's that. But the golden
Okay.
gems are mine.
Okay. I will look at that later of what the amount is. And get back to you on that. Okay. So let's go to Garuld, who hasn't had any spotlight yet. Garuld set up a hopeful meeting with the Platutu in the 13th house brothels and area to Garuld waits for a good chunk of the day before Rixani sometime around 3 p.m. in the afternoon would come over to your table after God knows how many drinks this dwarf has had. And all on the house, and informs you that the Platutu, he's not sure is going to arrive. He's not sure where he is. He knows his courier got the information to him, but the courier did not return. And it's been enough time to where Rexani is wondering if something else happened. The only information he knows is that the courier was going to first check the second house tower and then go to the seal. The seals in the center of the city where the second house was last seen, basically.
Well, okay then. With that, Grove would ask,
do you have a way of contacting me? As soon as you do get information,
I got different contacts and people throughout the city. I can definitely send something. He raises an eyebrow at that. Like he was hoping he didn't have more responsibility than this.
if Bloodutu arrives while I'm gone, send someone to the 5th house to ask for me.
Okay. You want your gold back, or is that's the part of this deal?
I'd give you the gold if it wasn't part of the deal.
Okay. Yeah, I gotcha. Okay. Well, I can hope. I can't control what the little frogman does, so. Shrugs.
Few messengers.
Okay. I will send another messenger, and if they don't return, then I will keep eyes open, and I am not so much of a adventurous type myself, so yeah.
Geralt just chugs down the last of the ale of his 10th mug and will leave to go to the 5th house so that he can speak with Anton.
Okay.
Also, quick question. The 9th house leader, his name was Anthrax, right? No, that's not it.
Here we go again.
Xantha, but let's call him
Xantha.
At this fucking point, might as well just call him Anthrax.
So
goodness.
What if he
Yes.
called
Too
except
many
two?
freaking
Who knows?
problems.
So Xantha lives in a glass house, you say?
Yes.
Does he happen to throw stones?
Oh goodness. Oh goodness. He may. He does no telekinesis, if I remember. So, nonetheless. Okay. Anton, you find in a warehouse, lots of people around of various races from the city. It's about 30, 40 people or so. They are opening crates and boxes of different sizes, and they are pulling out weapons. It's quite clear. Anton is in the process of discussing and paying off with a few quote-unquote independent parties or mercenaries. You're pretty sure he's going to make a move on the second house, is what you're saying. But he eventually turns to you, a little bit surprised you're here, but nods at the same time, like, what do you want?
I have better information about the second house.
He kind of stops what he's doing to give you his full attention.
The Minder Lord.
His name was Kinky?
Kine.
I come back and I just hear
you're
king.
getting really
Every
close.
Minor Lord's name, bro.
You're
It's
just
so
getting really
funny.
close, you know?
Every time.
I love it. It's okay. Yes, his name is Kine.
He does like to lick eyeballs.
He's a-
Yeah. Okay.
Email wasn't apparently responsible for the attack on your bind, nor the attempt on your life. It seems that his cousin, one who goes by the title of Platutu, was trying to curry favor with him by making these moves against you.
Okay. So did you find this ballsy little frog?
Currently, in the process of that, he is hard to find, though. More of a rumor than anything else.
Well, then maybe we shouldn't move on that. Nonetheless, before this meeting tonight, me and my compatriots here, until you find Platutu, I'll hold off on full accusation against the second house, but we will claim back the seal. Clom is ready for it as well. You're welcome to join us if you would like. I will pay your fee if that is what's needed. If not, I'm sure myself and Clom and the others can take care of it.
Well, I'm currently waiting for another message. And my orders were to have it sent here. I'm
Well.
sure you can handle a bind on your own.
He nods, like, obviously, yeah. Okay. He kind of looks at you awkwardly and then turns around to grab one of his bags and hefts it over his shoulder and then looks up to you again. You know, he's like a foot or so shorter than you, as his gnomish self, and his little Ufribri, his little knife comes and hovers next to him, his homunculus, and he, well, I hope we have good information when I return. If not, I would like, before the meeting starts, to have some conversation of this. But additionally, I think your presence in the meeting with the first-hand perspective of what you've seen this last fortnight of the second house will help provide more to our argument. He kind of waves off and starts to yell out orders to a couple of the other lower ranking alchemists and catalysts and other people that are kind of suiting up, and they start to get on different kind of wagons that are kind of clockwork and mechanically oriented to kind of self-propel, move their way to the fifth house bind and kind of retake it.
One last thing. My previous payment. The tattoo. How is that coming along?
There have been some distractions, I will have to admit, today, with everything else that has happened. I may need an extra day to complete.
Fine.
And Gold would then just leave him to his business as he would proceed. What did you have? It was a dragonborn that was kind of charmed, right? Or something, or a lizard folk, one of the two. That Garuld had paralyzed. It was sessions back.
For what purpose?
To know if that person lives in the fifth house itself.
What was his name? Clam? Something like that?
Oh, Clam? Yeah.
Clam, yes.
Lamb.
Clam.
Yeah. Clam, basically, yeah, sure. Okay. Clam, we'll say, okay. Anton was just referencing him as someone that would be hopefully joining him in the fight, that he's about to go do. So you probably would find him in the group of people around the fifth house somewhere.
Okay. Finding him. Well, I don't necessarily care about him himself. I feel like, if anything, he's already been questioned by Anton or someone else that Anton trusts when it comes to how, like, what he remembers as far as before having any magical enchantments placed on him. I'm more so just curious of his personal quarters, if they're within the fifth house or not.
We'll say yes.
Okay. Then Garulv would like to head there and to essentially investigate it for himself to see if there's anything out of place in terms of like, not necessarily say like he knows what it looks like normally, but if potentially someone might have gone in there and done something more nefarious to it, like this, like something that someone wouldn't want in their own room type of deal. Or if there's like still some connection to the second house in the room as well.
Okay. Roll an investigation check.
This might not go well, but I don't care. That's a 3. I'll use one
Oh,
inspiration.
shit.
Hey, man. Int 1, bro. Int 1.
Okay.
The game won.
Clom apparently, the night of the coup, some 10, 11 days back, was on duty, but he has a letter here of the time that he was supposedly on duty of a person of some sort wanting to meet up with him. And he said, that they would agree that, they basically, well, I know you're on duty, but this is the best time for us to meet and discuss what happened. And you don't know if Klum agreed or disagreed. The letter is in common. The script makes you think it was written by a native common speaker instead of an Animaesus, so probably a human or a halfling. Is just the general gut feeling from it. The name is just an initial of K, so there's not much other to go off of. But that's the only thing that sticks out to you, other than just normal weird things that the Dragonborn has in his room. As something that's like, it's connected to the night everything happened.
Okay. I want to do a perception check to sniff it.
Okay. Pretty high. Okay, never mind. I was like the DC is at least a 25. This is like
You crushed it.
yeah. This is like to try to pick up on something days after the fact. Okay, you were at the fifth house bind when it was being taken, and you basically helped Klom from being taken over and killed and everything, and you saw the Renas there, but there were flying around and engaged with this situation to a couple casters that you couldn't quite get a beat on as they were doing their weird magics and stuff like that, more concerned about the seal itself. And one of them was this human woman that smells like this letter. Like, you can't, it's weird to you, how you picked up on that is because you rolled so fucking well, I guess. But, you would guess because of being human, they're either from the 9th or 11th house, who were kind of also involved, from what investigations have already gone on. So that's the gist.
The 11th house, what are they? Oh, right. The mage house.
11th house is wizards, run by Orcafor. 9th house is a three families of sorcerers that kind of keep it together.
Born of the blood, made men by the blood.
Undone by the blood.
I
Clearly
feel like
blood.
I feel like it wouldn't. I think Arulf would think that it wouldn't be the 11th house since Orcafor and Anton are related to one another. And he doesn't get the sense that either of them are really after each other's positions within the city. Like, they might not fully like each other, but it's, they're not going to try and stab each other in the back.
Yeah.
So he would lean more towards the 9th house being more likely responsible for it.
Yeah. With roll a history check about the ninth house.
Come on, it won. Just an 8. It's just an 8. There's no
Aw.
Just
advantage.
Sweet.
the ninth house is run by sorcerers. The head guy is named Xantha.
You know what? Fuck it. No, I have another inspiration. I'll use it for that 21. Fuck it.
Okay. The ninth house is run by a guy named Xantha. Xantha.
All right, bro.
No, that's where you start with. Okay. Xantha is. No one knows how old he is. He's been in the city for a few decades at the least. He is a very, very powerful sorcerer, one of the most powerful people in the city, both politically and just strength in general. He has his magical focus is a spear that supposedly was given to him by the centaurs of the north as like the peace offering when those wars were happening. And that's kind of his magical focus with his spells. He specializes his family. The 3 families specialize in trying to understand, even before the shit that happened with Ike and Arrow, they wanted to understand undeath. That was one of the things that they kind of focused in on. There are 3 kind of wings of that, so to speak. There's the family that are his children, which are mostly humans or half humans, that are able to control the spirit of people. Then you have those that can summon and control the darkness of the underworld. That's a family of halflings that Phineas is part of. And then the other family is let's put it in the simplest terms because it's funny to say it. They're vampiric house cats.
Oh, fucking hell.
Wait, whoa.
More
Hold the
vampires.
fuck up.
They're
Back the fuck
they're,
up.
What?
they're vampire sorcerer house cats.
Oh, sorcerer's on top of that,
Like, they're
okay.
actual cats or like they're cat people?
They're cat people. Sorry, they're fellas cat
Bro.
people who have vampiric sorcerer blood in them.
Okay. I was gonna say, bro, is this like a Dexter kind of situation where you see cats fucking running around, like bringing people back from the dead and stuff? Or because that'd be kind of sick. I'm not gonna lie.
And you're pretty sure you remember seeing a cat flying around with this woman when you were there. So
Okay. With that history, would I know if Xanther has any daughters?
many.
Okay, many. That narrows nothing down then. Gotcha.
Many. He is. I think Rexani would be one of the few people that could claim how many people he's fostered more than Xantha has.
They fucked.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yes.
Rexani doesn't take me for that kind of guy, though. Xantha does. Xantha takes me for that kind of guy who's like, yep, that's my kid, that's my kid, that's my kid, that's my kid.
Everybody's
My
my kid.
kid's kid.
Rexani's like, I don't know you, I don't know you.
I will not pay any child support. I don't.
I refuse.
I picture Rexani when the conception is happening saying, I'm not responsible for anything that happens after this.
No.
Contract.
Sign this contract here before court.
Yeah, sign this waiver.
Mid coitus, sign this real quick.
That's the best way to do it.
Sign.
He's already
Then-
in the
That sounds
middle
like a
of
very
it.
Rexani
Sign this real quick. Okay, hang on.
Wait, one second.
Is it the best way to do it?
Yeah, maybe.
Oh fuck.
Before.
Oh goodness. Okay.
Wow.
Well, Garuld, what do you do with the rest of your day?
Then, okay, so with that information, Grooved would head back to the 13th. He would take the letter too. He's keeping that. He's keeping it. He will go back to the 13th house.
Yeah.
And assuming that on the way back, I'm pretty sure if a messenger was to be sent, they would recognize the fucking dwarf walking around in a city of mainly animal people.
There are a few dwarves here, but it's like 1 in like 500 you might find a dwarf. So yes. Okay.
So then, so he, so along the way, he probably, if there was a messenger that was getting sent, it would definitely see him. So, if one was or wasn't, he'll either come across it or he'll be back at the house before one gets sent off.
You make your way back to Rixani's, and there's no messenger that stops you, and he like gives you that look like you're back so soon. Like it's been like an hour or so, but an hour or two, and he's like, they're not. I haven't heard anything back yet. You know, pouring out like a bunch of drinks to other patrons and stuff while he's talking to you.
Xanther have a daughter with the letter K at the start of her name.
Me trying to desperately open his sheet to get him to roll a history check. I think he'd have probably advantage because Binder Lord. Why not? Okay. You got Kelly, Catherine, Christina,
Serena.
Christina's starting with a K?
Bro,
Yeah.
Xander's crazy.
Yeah.
Leave him alone.
yeah, Crystal with a K.
I sense a theme.
Fuck.
Oh god.
Are they all
Gotta be that one.
strippers?
Fucking Candace with a K. That's why Rexani knows them all, bro.
Rexani motions up the stairs to be like, yeah, those are the 4 that live with me upstairs.
And then there's Candy with an I.
Candy with an I.
Yeah.
Candy with a K. It's Kandy and Kandi. That's awful.
You got Candace with
No
a K.
way. Candace with a K.
Candace
Come on,
has a
man.
silent E at the end of it.
Oh my god.
Cynthia with a K. I don't know how that would work.
Oh, she's Greek. She's Greek.
The K is silent at the beginning.
K is silent. His sister name is Inthia. Remember when I said I wanted to take down Xantha? I don't. He's cool. He could stay. Agent of Chaos over here.
Indeed. Indeed. Well, you definitely. How do I word this? A sorcerer trying to extend his power. The best way to do that is to have babies. Honestly.
Mm-hmm.
So.
You hear that, Thatch?
That should take notes.
That's what take notes. So, you probably could go talk to some of the sisters, some of the daughters that work for Rexani, and eventually be able to narrow down an idea of one of their sisters. They think her name is Karen, we're gonna say.
God damn it.
Oh, yikes.
Oh,
Why
Lord.
are they such
He's
normal
so
names?
creative, bro. How does he come up
Does
with
she
that
have
shit?
like does she have like a buzz cut on the side and like long hair on the front too?
Oh, she does now.
She looks like
Uh,
pumpkin spice.
Yes. Pumpkin spice latte in one hand.
Oh, no.
God damn it.
Ugh.
I now like I have to like my brain is just like you have to find a token for this now. For
Xantha's
this lady.
favorite daughter, Karen.
Xantha's favorite daughter, Karen.
Favorite daughter, Karen.
Favorite daughter.
Who rolls around with fucking
That should be her
vampire
title, like
phallus
favorite daughter.
sorceress.
yeah, who has vampire kitties as her followers. You know, this is not where I expected this to go. I'm just gonna be blunt.
Oh,
Hey, you're the one that gave me the information.
Okay.
Yeah, you're the one.
We
You're the one who
succeeded.
introduced
I
Candy.
didn't. I never, like, when I sat down to prep this week, did I come up with Karen? No. Karen was not an idea.
What?
I just want to make that clear.
It wasn't pre-planned.
Bro, you're ruining my immersion.
we're gonna make it Karen with a Y because I have a woman at work with this Karen with a Y that annoys me, and that just like makes me happy.
It's always Karen with a Y.
Perfect.
Okay, but nevertheless, Karen with a Y.
Is Karen a barbarian? Can Karen be a barbarian?
She's a sorcerer.
She's a sorcerer. We could make her a
barbarian.
We could make her a barbarian. A barbarian.
Magic barbarian.
That sounds terrible.
Yeah, it
Multi-class.
would be. It would be.
She has just one class for range.
Okay. I need to.
That doesn't mean she's good at her job.
I need to pause right there. I'll be right back. I gotta let my dog in.
She's his favorite daughter. That doesn't mean like she's good at her job.
Yeah.
She just really likes her a lot.
Welcome to the wonderful world of nepotism.
Nepo babies.
No.
Yay.
Except the Nepo baby.
I'm in so much trouble, dude.
Yep.
Yeah, you're fucked.
It's fine. Hey, it's cool.
When are you nuts?
It's okay.
I mean,
you have a cool dog bodyguard. It's cool. It's cool. It's cool.
That's true.
And and off in high places.
Just right now, Birdman.
It's gonna take like at least a day to drink all my blood, so you can get out of here.
I don't need to drink all of it. I just need to
You're
bite
gonna have
you.
to go.
What is your blood like so good? She just like can't stop what you get. It's just like
Nah, he just turns into a
I just
fucking
taste
titan.
really good. Yeah.
He just turns into a fucking titan.
I'm gonna do some Attack on Titan shit. I'm just gonna throw you to the stratosphere.
I love it.
Think of this
okay.
increases when you become a vampire, though.
All
I'm gonna get you.
Don't
All
bite
right.
me. I'm running away.
So you know Karen with the Y is in the
I
ninth
hate
house.
her already.
Is in the ninth house. You don't know much more than that, Garold. So what do you do?
Okay.
My name is Karen with a Y.
I know. I question this all the time with my coworker that drives me insane.
I
Like
really love the
her,
characters.
her personality fits this to a T. That's why I'm doing this. It's just like, and
she's gonna be such a bitch.
And it makes me even more satisfied that I won't. That she'll never find out. So,
Karen, if you eventually watch this, when we become really famous and have our own TV show, you're a bitch.
Hey, Karen, if you're listening, fuck you.
Yeah, fuck you.
Yeah, fuck you, Karen with a Y specifically.
If you find this recording, just fuck you.
Oh my god.
46.
You didn't need to go that hard. Holy shit.
I did not say any of these things. Just so you know, I did not say any of these things.
Legally, you can't say anything, but we say it for legal reasons. That's a joke.
Illegal.
First of all, I'm the lawyer man. It was established at the beginning of this. That shit, I don't care.
That's funny.
Fuck you, Daddy.
All right, I would like to try to get to the moot before we end up wrapping up today. So, yeah, girls.
I believe in
But then
45
Mel has to
minutes.
visit Birdman.
Okay.
Yeah, Mel has to yell.
I don't have to.
Alright, moot time.
The only The only
Oh, you can
thing...
find Birdman at the
Actually,
Birdman.
okay. Geralt would ask one of those would ask the sisters if... Okay.
Would Xanthar likely bring Karen to important meetings?
Let Santa bring Karen to the party.
It's just the difference between Xantha and Aaron.
I know. It makes me happy. This is what happens when you put a DM on the spot. This is why I always love Brig when like half the NPCs are like Steve or Eric or something.
Yeah, literally.
Because he's like, we asked the name, and he's like, I didn't think of the name. His
It's
name's
like,
Steve.
oh shit. It's either Steve or just a jumble of letters.
Yes. Nonetheless, the older of the trio of sisters that's here, Candy with a Y.
Uh,
Candy with an I. Candy with an I. Aaron with a Y.
I'm gonna cry.
It makes me so happy. But Candy with a Y explains that Karen with a Y, because she's like, you don't want to get
Jesus.
confused with Karen with the E. My sister Karen with an E is different than Karen with a Y, and then there's Karen with an I. So come on,
Swear to
we're
God.
So many fucking Karens.
Dude, what did he just like pick one? He's like, okay, this one.
Look, you have a theme of K's, okay?
Fucking checking them.
Can the
Checking
three
them off the
Karens
list.
be triplets?
Karen,
Please.
Karen.
the triplet of
Ballad of
Karen.
Karen, and Karen.
Yes, the triplet of Karens.
It's Karen cubed.
Oh my god. The tribunal of
the-
Karens.
Francis, this just reminds me of how Kevin and Fion became created.
Oh, yeah.
There's two characters named Kevin, and one is just spelled capital, the other is not. And they're twins.
They're bouncers. They're
And
great.
they're bouncer gigolos.
Whoa.
Dude.
Wear bunny ears all the time on their
Oh my god.
Okay.
You had to have been there.
This is some deep lore.
And two of my players roleplayed them. It was awesome.
No, oh my god.
Okay. When you go on sidetracks and you're like, okay, guys, we're gonna be in here for like a couple hours. Do one of you want to play one of these guys? 'Cause and then they come up with Kevin. And Kevin. Nonetheless, the triplets. One of the the triplets are, how do I put this? Xantha's
Failures.
I don't know the word. No, I don't know the word. I don't know the word to put it. Like,
Person favorite.
like captains, or I guess if it was like a military, like they're the ones that.
Lieutenants.
Yeah, they're those three are the ones that he tells to do things, and they click their heels together and say yes, sir. Like they're very loyal. They do most of what he wants to be done.
Really is an Epa family.
Dude, they're his favorite daughters, bro.
No. Karen with a Y is the favorite daughter. Specifically.
Karen with an E is the one that's forgotten about, and Karen with an I is they like.
That should be quick to remind us all.
Yes,
That's her
it's with the I. Okay. Oh, I thought you were the one with the E. No, Dad, I'm the one with the I.
Smell resentment.
Do you think he just calls them Y, E, and I just
he
to
just
keep
says-
it short?
No, I think he just says Karen and expects them to know which one he's talking about.
They all come when he says Karen.
All of them arrive.
All three of them
In a
arrive.
military
He just says
lineup.
Karen and the fucking fates appear but behind him and shit. Like,
Is
hey,
this
how's
a
it going?
fucking Viva la Dirty skit now?
Oh
Absolutely.
my god. I didn't realize that these characters needed to exist on
Long down details, like,
Do
yes,
they?
father.
Do they though?
Like the fucking kids at The Shining. Yes, father.
Come on, this is the same tone that created Snoopy's Doggies. So.
Yes.
True.
Literally what I
Yes.
was thinking of.
My favorite.
Which, sadness if you pay attention, I follow Snoop Dogg on Instagram. He's quitting weed because of health reasons.
Yeah, man.
Oh my god.
Specifically smoking it. He'll take out
Specifically smoking it, yeah, he'll do it.
Hell's frozen over.
Yeah, he will not. He can no longer
It's
smoke weed.
smoking.
But that's funny. All right.
He is like 60 years old, bro. He's so.
All right.
old.
So ninth house
Weird to think about.
investigation with that. Okay. Is there anything else anyone would like to declare to do before we jump to maybe the beginnings of the
So-
moot?
Just-
I'd like to be on record that I take a long rest.
You and your elfness, yes.
I'd like to take on record that I accidentally take a long rest. I don't think that Birdman knows why I just stare at a wall for 4 hours. Like I'm like, dude, I became an elf, and suddenly I just start like I black out for 4 hours.
I'm really
I need-
productive at night. I don't know why.
Yeah,
I need
really.
I need to give him an orientation.
I'm like,
Alright,
bro,
so
I
you
think
notice
I have
your body
dark
has
circles under my
changed.
eyes because I'm not sleeping. Yeah. Why am I not able to sleep, man? Every time I try to go to sleep, it doesn't happen. I just black out for 4 hours and then wake up and I'm completely fine. Like,
That's
You,
because you're not
you
trying
wake
hard
up in the perfect like crisscross applesauce position and you don't know how you got there.
I know.
So for
A dog.
so just
Dog is
just
fucking
to,
baked.
just to clarify the record, they confirmed that Karen with a Y could be likely to show up at meetings that Xanther
Yes.
finds almost okay.
Yes. If anyone, she would. Yes.
I'm really
But
sad.
to add on to that, I got distracted with all the jokes. To add on to that, he usually just has his 2 bodyguards with him, and maybe Phineas might be with him too as the representative of the Halfling family. His 2 bodyguards are fighters. One's named the Hobgoblin. His name is Sharon, and the
His name is Sharon. Okay.
his name is Sharon.
What is the other one's name? Ed?
No,
The other one's name Ed?
no. I thought it would no. Is the other the other one is a squamata. He's a gold skin alligator squamata named Zosk.
Please tell me those are not their given names. Like Xantha gives people names. Like when you enter the thing, he's like, your name is not what it used to be. I'm calling you Zod.
I like.
Calling you Sharon.
I'm calling you Sharon. Like, bro, what?
All right, that's officially canon.
That's so fucked
It's
up.
in the lore.
Everybody.
Yeah.
Xantha chooses names for all members. This is why Mel isn't an official member because she said no.
Yeah, she was just like, yeah, no thank you. My name is
Damn.
Mel. You will not
What
be calling
really-
me anything else.
What did he try to call you though? Probably
Kathy?
something sick. Kathy with a K. Yeah.
No, Kathy with a C.
I don't think so. Fuck.
Kathy with a C and an I.
And really likes that K.
Where is what?
All right.
Bro, Xantha sucks,
All right.
bro.
The next time you have a conversation with him, we'll figure out what he calls you.
Ashley with an
Epiphany.
E-I-G-H.
I
Oh
swear to
goodness.
God.
Oh goodness, that's too good.
Tiffany.
That's too good. Ashley with
Tiffany with a Y and an I.
Oh my god, dude.
oh that's like the girl this girl I have this year. I mean no offense to her. She's a very smart and wonderful girl. But her name confused the fuck out of me when I saw it for the first time.
Mariah?
Yo, Mariah?
I was like, Mir Ia? It was just like, Because when I see Mariah, it's like usually spelled Mariah.
It was one of these special these days.
Both way to spell it, though.
Yeah, it was just like, and then once I heard her say it, I was like, that makes a lot of sense phonetically. Okay, that's just not exactly my first idea. But okay.
Can I pick up 2 gnolls on the way?
No, that's not right. I'm going to call you Kathy with a K.
If you do, your lifespan will change.
You can get 1 null, yes.
I'm not gonna kill people. I want to pick up some from the base.
You're gonna get him more.
Okay, I thought you were like going around and killing people. I was just like,
no.
It's pretty bad if we have to assume that you're just picking people up and killing them. I think this has gone too far.
No. I'm just picking up 2 of my previously established gnolls from the base.
Okay.
Some of the nicer looking ones that I wrapped up and
you're more presentable
nicely.
undead.
You're more presentable.
My most presentable corpses.
Shut up.
They shamble with grace.
Yeah, I want my 2 new vampire guys. I want the frog and the monkey to each have a bodyguard.
Bodyguards for your bodyguards.
No, that's my diplomat and my spy.
This bitch got bodyguards for her bodyguard.
Every one of my bodyguards needs a bodyguard.
You need
bodyguards of bodyguards and bodyguards of bodyguards.
It's like playing chess. You need a pawn next to your pawn to diagonally attack whenever the pawn gets killed, okay?
You need more living friends.
I have plenty of friends.
You know, I tried to tell her that one time, and she almost killed me. So
we tried to take her out of the
why
city.
I almost killed you.
We tried to take her out of the city once, but she refused. No.
I get migraines outside the city. It's too bright.
At the Lord and Ladies Pagoda for this moot of the 13. This is
okay.
fantastic.
It's gonna go great. On the way there, you'll probably start to make your way about 11:30, depending on where you're at in the city. After you guys have had rest, and you've had at least a short rest, those of you that can long rest in that time, you definitely could. If you wanted to. Some of you were busy until at least 3 p.m. though. Nevertheless, Setch is coming from where exactly? To the
coffee shop. After a tuning.
After the tuning. So you spent the better part of an evening in the coffee shop.
Yeah.
Somewhere
over the rainbow.
Over the rainbow. Nevertheless, about 9 p.m. or so, a few hours before you're getting to the point where you're ready to leave. Setch, you get for the easiest way to put it, like a migraine. And you try to deal with this migraine in different ways, and going to where there's no light, trying to drink a little bit more water, whatever the case is, and it like intensifies in such a way to where like you can almost like feel your heartbeat in your head, with that. And it takes you until you are getting ready to leave that you realize it's not your heartbeat that you feel in your head, that you are able to pick up after like finally getting frustrated and putting your hand on your wrist or whatnot and kind of feeling that this pounding in your head is something else. It sounds very much like a heartbeat in some ways.
Does it get more intense if I go in if I like go towards a certain direction?
The closer you get to the center of the city, it gets more intense, but you feel like there's something else there along the way. You got to go to the center of the city anyways for this meeting, but it feels like something's either warning you to not go or something wants you to go there. It's hard to tell. Like there's the sense of anxiety and nervousness could go either way.
I have like a mirror. I like my eyes fine. Like the blood vessels in my eyes fine, or that my eyes like bloodshot.
Bloodshot and how do I word this? Whatever your eyes normally look like, they don't look like that.
Someone drugged him.
They look, how do I word it? Like, the whites of your eyes are like a crackly green-black.
That's not normal.
And your iris is like a golden red, and then your pupil looks like the color of blood.
Ew, that's not normal. Are my veins fine? Like my veins in my arms?
Yeah. Yeah. Other than that, you look normal.
Or I'll go out as normal Setch, but I'll like disguise my eyes.
Just the eyes.
Put on some Ray-Bans.
Yeah.
You will notice that the magic of the disguise you normally use will not change your eyes. You can change the rest of it.
Oh, shit.
But your eyes are kind of stuck this way.
I can give you my sunglasses.
Better show up in the Ferris Bueller's, bro.
I
think at this point, we're all showing up in Ferris Bueller's, man.
Okay. And you
go towards the city, I guess, or to the center.
Let me manipulate some things for my own.
Some for other reasons.
Is it like unbearable to walk? Like, am I like stumbling towards the center?
You can walk, but not the last few feet, like the last few 100 meters as you walk in front of the Tarrasque, few 100 feet, to get to the Lord and Lady's Pagoda. Like, not with every footstep, but a group of every 10 to 20 footsteps. The pressure in your head intensifies in such a way that you have to stop and take your breath, and you like instinctually kind of grab at your chest, like you feel like it's your heart, but it's not. Like your heart isn't racing. And I would like a perception or insight check.
Seth,
Lordy.
you sinned Garul just a little bit.
For what?
His token is a little sinned.
Oh.
He lost some weight.
Yeah.
He lost some weight.
He went on a diet.
He went on that booze had fentanyl laced in it. Nevertheless. Okay. Setch, every heightened point of this migraine, you start to hear something in your head that sounds like a presence, like a voice. But it's so pressured down by the cacophony of like the blood in your head just existing there, and you focusing so hard from this intensity of this migraine, that it sounds like it's like someone's yelling at you through the water, almost. Like it's very muffled. And sounds like it's really far away, but like it's weird. Like you feel like they're right next to you in a way, but they feel so far away. And this presence begins to slowly speak to you as you walk there. Like I said, every 20, 30 feet or so, you get a word that you can kind of discern out. And you hear, "Here. Now. Come. Awaken. Kill. Many. Many. Kill. Open. Find. Destroy. You mine. You mine. Spirit. Mine. Hand. And that last word of hand gets to you as you get to the door and are like coming to the pagoda with the various like guards and stuff out to like go into the gate to like make its way up.
Yo, when did Jeff Bezos' inner thoughts get into your head?
Yeah, yeah, this is like some Senua's sacrifice shit. Oh,
It really is. Holy shit.
yeah, just is it coming from like a specific direction? Like, is it coming from somewhere? Like, can I discern where like the sound is like emanating from? Like, is it north or south, or east or west, where it's like telling me to go?
The only thing you can gauge from your insight check that you've already rolled is that they're close. Like, really close.
Yeah, close.
You feel like they're within 1,000 feet of you as you get to the pagoda.
Jesus. Can I try and play off that I'm fine? Obviously, I'm not, but I'm gonna try and like play off that, like not to like show any weakness or anything.
I'll say for the general group of people, you need like at least a 15 for most people to not notice.
Okay.
Okay.
So, you guys begin to make your way to the pagoda, and this is kind of what you approach on the outside. But instead of a head of a dragon, it's an iconography of dragons. It's Tarasks, and stuff like that. Very large, one of the tallest buildings in the city. And you guys are going to be meeting on the bottom floor of this with the rest of them. Most of these upper floors are designed for viewing the Tarask itself and the harvesting, or the different events like the Blood Festival and whatnot for the upper crust to kind of be engaged with that.
What is the current moon?
Current moon?
Yes.
Questions.
What day is it? Or we're still in ghost memory?
Eros, don't be coy. Just say how many inspiration for a blood moon.
I don't have any inspiration. So
it is the about the first of ghost memory. This is we are getting to, it's a gibbous moon. It will be a full moon, actually by, in like, am I reading this correctly? Yeah. It'll be a full moon in 3 days?
okay.
3-4 days. So you're in, the way the month transferred, this is the 4th day of the week, but it's the 1st day of the month. So on the 5th day of the month, which is the 7th day of the week, it'll be a full moon.
Okay.
So, probably a pretty bright moon out nonetheless, even with some of the typical fog and mist from the swamp and sewage of the Tarask that kind of creates that haze. You guys see members from the 13 houses that have come here. You're pretty sure. Most of you are, as you come here and spend some more time, as you take your spot on the kind of bottom floor area, you're kind of led into this very tightly enclosed circular room that's right directly at the center, that there are a handful of dancing lights that seem to be connected to the room themselves, like just kind of move throughout the room, providing what little light there is. Most people seem to be relying on the ambient light. And then as you come into this like central circular room, you can see from like a southern kind of entrance. You guys would probably for narrative's sake, at this point, for the most part, you all would be finding each other at the entrance, or as you come in together, or finding someone nearby to the house that they're kind of associated with, standing with their compatriots and whatnot. And I'm going to bring you to a map that kind of represents this. For now. You would come up a small flight of stairs, come around this area, there's a couple servants and stuff along your way in, and then where Mel is at, where Birdman has just entered, you would find a smattering of some other of the Binder Lords already in presence, and then to the right, there's a light and laughter and communication happening from others that have already arrived, obviously just enjoying their evening. And then Birdman most clearly would see. The rest of you probably know who this is eventually, but Birdman's character is someone who's dealt with him very often. Pio's bodyguard, the Squamata guy, is here. And in that same kind of room, there's some more discussion and drinking obviously happening as people are waiting for everyone to arrive.
We're here already when Mel gets here? When like Mel and Setch get here?
You can decide how you want to do that.
I would
That's up to
imagine
you
me
all.
and Killian are rather early because we're right here anyway. We're
Yeah.
just hanging out.
And we want to bring
we had to
them cool frog boys in. So
Yeah, we had to go back and get the frog boys. We bring them in, but we want to make sure that they were here first before.
yeah.
Okay.
I
You all.
just find Setch and give him the scrolls and letters if I can find him if he's not too disguised.
Looks like Setch.
Or like tap him on the shoulder, say, "You did good."
Thanks.
Okay.
This is gonna be such a shit show.
Yeah.
What kind of scrolls did I get?
Yeah, I guess we're here when Mel gets here. When Mel and Setch and her entourage
guess.
arrives.
Then if I assume I walked here with Orca then I presume would I be able to ritually have cast telepathic bond between myself and Orca 4?
Sure.
Cool.
Any sort of prep you guys want to say for that is totally fine. With you guys, Killian and Birdman, understanding that you guys probably arrived relatively early, I'm going to say you probably have seen most of the people arrive and then take their places as people got impatient and waiting for the last few people to arrive, Anton being one of them, as well as the first house kind of taking their time to arrive as well. In this room, you have a mix of 7th and 4th house members engaged in conversation and drinking. The 4th house is the Rat Adventuring Guild for the most part. They're not all rat, but they also have quite a bit of goblins that are part of their group as well. You guys have interacted, not these characters exactly. I think Birdman may be the only one, but a Dragonborn, Gold Dragonborn, is one of the higher ranking members of the 4th house. There is standing next to him a bronzy Squamata. Squamata tend to be more bestial and alligator looking than Dragonborn are. And wearing the colors of the 7th house. Then in this room, you guys would have seen Pio would have eventually shown up with the entourage of some god butchers as well as members of the 6th house. The 6th house are kind of one of the main patrons of the god butchers in a way. So that Binder Lord has shown up. When everything gets said and done, other than what you guys bring, who you guys bring with you, I should say. It looks like you have everyone other than Rexani of the 13th house doesn't show up. And the third house doesn't show up. Everyone else seems to have made an effort to be here.
We go in. I want to cast this.
Salvation. This is a great opportunity for slaughter.
I would. In Orcafor's mind and his entourage, it would be interesting if this was a plot to destroy the Binder Lords. I hope we have
all that.
preparations.
Orcafor would only respond with, like, all that would lead to is just their own destruction. Like, the Tarask would wake up immediately, as best as anyone understand it, and unleash terror.
There are agents in this city that seem to desire that as of late. Let's hope it does not come to fruition.
Okay.
Hey.
Once you all start to take your positions and whatnot, I guess what matters most in some ways here is how does Mel arrive? How does Mel, if Mel does Mel make their presence known? Does Mel show up at this meeting? Because that will kind of decide the tone of how this meeting begins very much.
Mel would arrive, like, fashionably late. Like, maybe 5 to 10 minutes late. And she would arrive with her bodyguard, her 2 other vampire guys, each of them flanked by a null. And the whole sort of group seems to move in like this cloud of black smoke.
Jesus Christ.
Walk into the club and be like, "What up? I got a big cock."
For
Font
sure.
of Mel.
Okay. Setch and Farum, I guess, are the only characters I'm kind of unclear on how they arrive and who they come with.
That would go with Mel, and he would cast that spell like before going in.
Okay.
On him and her.
And then Farum.
Yeah, Farum would probably just find Sedge before this whole thing even starts, hand him the scrolls and letters, and then just head to the meeting and wait for everyone else to arrive.
Okay.
Another important kind of question
I'll
is,
arrive last.
would Sedge even know how to decipher that shit?
You're talking about Alucard stuff?
Yes.
Does Setch read Elvish?
He does. These are my languages.
And he can decipher it.
He'd be able to decipher certain things. Alucard is, I guess I should say, a pretty capable mage, so, like, there's probably some ciphers around these things. But in general, you get notes about some of the jobs he's been involved with, payments that are expected to be made, resources that have been used or paid for, that are of questionable origins and means, and an understanding of some really rare magic that most people don't have. And he's taken an opportunity to kind of write out some of the things he's learned from his travels, that could be interpreted as a quote-unquote spell scroll, but it's not like a actual spell scroll to where you could, like, read it and cast it. It's more like notes about certain spells that you could eventually learn those spells if you're capable of doing so. If it's something that relates to your class or whatnot, that you could learn.
Like an essence of one of the spells like talking about.
Let me open up his character sheet. So What did I do with this character sheet?
Is it in the deceased
Hmm.
folder?
Yes.
Deceased.
The those that have passed folder?
Oh no, I remember where I put it. Never mind. It's looking in the wrong place.
Formerly known as Alive.
Formerly known as Alive.
I forgot
Now
where.
you could actually handle the chaos.
I forgot where I put it.
Formerly classified.
Okay. Roll an Arcana check.
Oh, it's my best one.
Woo!
I hope so.
Sorcerers don't have to be good at Arcana.
That's just wise, but smart.
Look, I'm just good at magic. I don't understand it, okay?
Yes.
Yeah.
You should get a level in Rogue just to get expertise for real.
He was born with privilege.
Okay. Things that hint to something equivalent to like the Arms of Tar, things that hint to the idea of what I consider to be a very rare spell, but you've seen it cast quite often. Detect thoughts. And there's obvious stuff here that you just need more time to look at, is what that check kind of represents, is you only have so much time to like skim through these things.
Yeah.
There is an odd, like he did some research on some pretty intense I'll give you like the schools of magic of other things that are like higher level, like some pretty intense enchantment magics, as well as necromancy magics, and transmutation, that are things that are pretty powerful as best as you can tell. And Setch was there to witness what he did, wasn't he? With the matron mother?
Yeah.
He was in that room. Like, you know, this could eventually maybe help you understand that weird spell he did called Soul Cage. That is like a rare fucking thing. So, which is how he was able to manipulate the soul of the binder lady and whatnot. So, it's good stuff. It just, you need time to research.
Perfect.
Seth, I know you don't have a token for her, but is Karen with a Y here?
Oh, God.
Okay, I will put in a token to represent Karen with a Y, but this I won't. I'm totally gonna find another token.
Make her look as insufferable as possible.
Okay, this token is Karen with a Y for now.
Yeah, okay. Then I want to do a perception check based off a smell. I'm not gonna get close, obviously, but to see if I can pick out that distinct smell I got from the letter.
I'd walk up and sniff her.
You're gonna get a distinct smell from something. Me and Pet Detective been going ham, dude.
Okay. I guess that will be the basic imagery. All right, you guys are coming into the room, and people are playing themselves out. The Renas are taking kind of center stage, in the middle, kind of ushered in by Birdman and Killian. Garul kind of takes point standing behind Anton. You guys can see the head wolves off to the left, over there. Farwin with Orcafor. And
sees the frogs and it's just fucking Steve.
Yes. The Garuld. There's an episode of Avatar, the Airbender, where there's this weird wolf, like, anteater thing that this lady rides around on?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like wolf mole thing, you know?
Yeah.
Like you just like to me that's what kind of happens. You just have this like waft of like purple smoke that you start to see because your senses just visualize it in that way. And you like take the big whiff in and like most of that like puff like gets sucked into your lungs, and as you're holding that breath in, you're able to follow the line of where this like little purpley, sense is coming from, which is really just your nose visualizing these things. I imagine your eyes are actually closed by this point. And you weave in between and above Anton, past Clom, and she's here. You know she's in this room. And it's subtle, and she's obviously not nearly as sweaty as she was 10 days ago when she was trying not to die. And there was that sense of fear that's not really there before. Yeah. And the rest of you kind of are taking up your positions around the room. And I think in interest of time and also Jenny leaving with us, because I would like Mel to be here for this conversation. We'll probably just end there with you coming into the room.